Well, the Gatemen have played just 3 games after All-Star Weekend, but they have 3 wins already. The Gatemen 17-14 here on the Gatemen pregame show with Josh Richardson. I'm Cory Miller. Josh, the 2 most recent wins over Chatham Tuesday and then over Orleans last night. Seems like there were a lot of commonalities, mainly which was that wire-to-wire all-around victory for Wareham.
The pitching's been great, the hitting's been great, the defense been great. There's everything that you can ask for out of a baseball team, and just the Gatemen are firing on all cylinders, and now with 9 games left in the regular season, that's all you can really ask for at this point.
And the other piece of good news for the Gatemen, despite some of those roster changes now late in the season, a lot of these newcomers, new names have performed as well for the Gatemen.
Yeah, well, Aris Rivera goes 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a double yesterday out of a catcher in his first game with the Gatemen this summer. That's pretty good. And then you got a couple other pitchers. Tony Plude has made 1 appearance. He came in for the 9th inning against Chatham. A couple of other righties and lefties that haven't made an appearance yet this summer for the Gatemen. But again, with 9 games left in the regular season, you get these guys a little bit more acclimated with the team. It's going to be pretty good and pretty dangerous at the end of the year.
Yeah, what a debut it was for Aris Rivera, and he's with our Rayna Maggelet.
Rayna Maggelet joins alongside Wareham Gatemen catcher Aris Rivera. So Aris, last night you had your 2025 Gatemen debut. You went 3 for 3. You had 3 RBIs and a double. What was really working for you at the plate?
Really just keeping it simple, to be honest, and not trying to do too much.
Happy Saturday here from Fuller Field alongside Cory Miller. I'm Josh Richardson on the Gatemen pregame show. Wareham and Falmouth just a few minutes away from first pitch. Now, Cory, Wareham coming off a loss yesterday to Kettleers 2-1, and the bats just did not show up.
They did not at all, and we didn't think that's something we'd say over the course of this stretch because the Gatemen offense hasn't just been good, it's been the best in the league. We've talked about all the categories they lead the league in, like hits, runs, homers, RBIs. The list goes on, but we said it last night, when you score a run, not until the 9th inning, just collect a couple hits. You're not going to win games. But listen, you knew at some point, sooner rather than later, there's always going to be those games. Kettleers' pitching staff has been really sharp the past week or so. So just a tough game offensively, now trying to bounce back, and still a big weekend in divisional play.
Yeah, that was the first loss after the All-Star break for the Gatemen. You mentioned just a couple of hits, but also a couple of errors as well. That's something the Gatemen are a little bit too familiar with. The last time that they played the Commodores here, Wareham tacked on a season-high 7 errors in an 11-4 loss.
Yeah, that was not a fun game for anyone involved, but at the same time, it was kind of what kick-started this winning stretch. Ever since, they've been the best team, maybe across the whole Cape League. They're in first place, while the Commodores now in last. So obviously, you're just trying to forget about that experience when you played Falmouth at home most recently. You blew them out, scored double-digit runs. So obviously, you're going to try and get back to what was going over the course of the first 3 games post-All-Star break. Good pitching, good offense, and especially good defense. Don't want to replicate that performance last time you were here.
Well, we've gotten a little bit of a sneak peek at the lineup, and we can say that Hayden Yost in center field, a couple of the other guys, this is a really defensive-heavy lineup. Everybody in some good spots defensively for the Gatemen, and Yost is with our sideline reporter, Rayna Maggelet, for more on tonight.
Rayna Maggelet joins alongside Wareham Gatemen outfielder Hayden Yost. So Hayden, you came into last night's matchup as a pinch hitter. Does that really affect your approach to bat?
I don't think it really does. I try to stay ready even when I'm not in the lineup. So obviously I was ready for that bat, and I was fortunate enough to get a hit.
You had a clutch leadoff double, like you said. Walk me through that play.
Yeah, I was just trying to be aggressive early, and I got a pitch that I could handle and put a good swing on it, and obviously good result.
Where's your mindset at when entering a game in those high-pressure situations?
Yeah, I just try to slow it down. Obviously, you haven't been in the game, so it can speed up on you a little bit, but I just try to slow everything down and take one pitch at a time.
Well, good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rayna. Well, we've got first pitch at 6 o'clock here from Fuller Field. You can catch Cory and I for all of the action on Cape League TV and on YouTube. Happy Saturday here from Fuller Field alongside Cory Miller. I'm Josh Richardson on the Another beautiful night for baseball at Fuller Field, and the Gatemen taking on the Commodores from Falmouth. Top team in the West versus Falmouth, currently in the cellar. Alongside Cory Miller, I'm Josh Richardson. Cory, this is a really great opportunity for the Gatemen to try and get back in the win column after a tough loss yesterday, 2-1 to Kettleers.
It is against a Falmouth team that, while the Gatemen have really been playing some of their best baseball of the season, the Commodores have been reeling. You go back to that Gatemen game against Falmouth on the 13th of July. If you include that, The Commodores are 2-7, including that loss since. You said it, last place in the West Division. Obviously, the two teams closer are Bourne and Kettleers to the Gatemen, but with that in mind, it's still a prime opportunity against the division opponent to really create some more separation, some breathing room atop the division against, on paper, a team that is not playing their best baseball.
Wareham 17-15 entering play today. That's good for 34 points in the West. Falmouth 13-18-1. Commodores down at 27. So a 7-point difference between first and last in the West. And now for Falmouth, trying to start this game off strong on the mound, Torin O'Haran, the righty.
Opportunity for the Gatemen to get going early off the right-handed pitcher. We saw it last night. The Gatemen didn't get going until that 9th inning. And a guy in O'Haran who's not pitched at all this summer out of Stanford. So listen, sometimes that will favor the pitcher when it comes into a matchup where guys don't really have that scouting report built in. They haven't faced an arm before, but again, it's a two-sided sword where you have a pitcher who hasn't faced any of these Cape League players. There's a little bit of pressure on you as an arm to really kind of stop that losing streak on the mound.
O'Haran threw 26 innings to a 7.27 ERA this past spring at Stanford. And now he gets his first appearance on the mound in the Cape League this summer. First pitch, swing and a foul ball for Braden Randall. And Randall leads off this game behind 0-1. Perfectly on time, 6 o'clock first pitch. Beautiful night at Gov Fuller Field. Randall leads it off. Colby Turner follows him. Chris McHugh in the 3-hole. Rest of the lineup is as follows: Caden McDonald, Chase Cruson, Chris Ramirez, 4-5-6. Hayden Yost, Eris Rivera, and Vance Cheyenne rounding out the lineup. Not a whole lot of a turnover from what the Gatemen had last night. The only real change, Hayden Yost comes in. He pinch hit in the 9th inning, had a double, so earned a spot in the starting lineup tonight. 0-1 pitch, chopped foul.
At this point of the season, considering you haven't really had anyone besides maybe Hunter Carnes leave the team in terms of the offense, not that surprising to see a very consistent lineup day in, day out for Ryan Smythe, especially considering, aside from last night, you've had a lineup that's been best in the league.
0-2 pitch. Straight up in the air, fouled away. Randall comes in 276 average this summer. He was 0 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday against Kettleers. Night before that, against Orleans, had his first home run of the season. 0-2, misses away.
It was sort of an uncharacteristic slow night for Braden Randall at the dish, but it really was up and down the Gatemen lineup. Almost to be expected, you got to feel like, because coming into that game and still today, Wareham and Kettleers had the two lowest ERAs over the past 7 days. Turned out to be a pitcher's duel.
1-2, soft chopper back onto the mound. O'Haran, short toss to first. Ken Schmidt covering the bag, 1 away. The rest of the defense for Falmouth: Ken Schmidt at first, Justin Osterhaus at second, Adrian Lopez at short, and Ryan Zuckerman at the hot corner. The outfield left to right: Tristan Salinas, Mike Anu, and Antonio Morales for the Commodores. A couple of names the Gatemen didn't see the last time these two teams played. Mike Anu has been a star for Falmouth for a majority of the season. But when the Gatemen took down the Commodores a couple weeks ago at Spillane Field, he didn't play. So watch out for the center fielder tonight. He'll be hitting third in the home half of every inning. Here's Colby Turner. First pitch, misses away, 1-0.
And when you're a team off of just a one-run performance, you get just a couple of hits, it would really just be a massive turnaround if you can shake off the rust from last night's game and get on the board early, get out in front this Commodores team.
Breaking ball misses downstairs, 2-0 on Colby Turner. One of those guys for the Gatemen that's been kind of up and down. He's had his moments where he's been so effective, so solid. That was the beginning of July, and his bat cooled off for that middle portion. He's starting to find it again. 2-0, slapped foul, wide of third, 2-1. Turner had a 4-game hit streak going from the 18th to the 24th. Racked up 6 hits in that span. He was 0 for 4, but he did have an RBI in the loss yesterday to Kettleers. Just the 1 run that the Gatemen scored. You mentioned it, a pitcher's duel. Gatemen bats really just went cold, top to bottom. Got that 1 run to come across in the 9th, but at that point, too little, too late. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
Just kind of had that feel early on last night as McGuire was dealing, and then the same thing could be said. Monka on the mound for the Kettleers. Really just developed into that pitcher's duel. Kettleers had the better defense, and then oftentimes going to be the difference maker.
2-2 fouled back. Turner stays alive. Yeah, and that was really the difference. Gatemen had a couple of errors, something that we haven't seen the Gatemen do just about throughout that entire winning stretch. Really, the last time the Gatemen had that many errors was here at Gov Fuller Field. Gatemen had 7, season high. 2-2 misses away, and a payoff coming up to Colby Turner in his first at-bat.
A couple of them, too, on close plays like that. Chopper to Chris Ramirez with the runner on at third, ruled in air, could have gone down as a hit either way. But yeah, we talked about it in pre-open, just a situation, a game they're really hoping not to emulate again tonight.
Here's the payoff. Grounder over to third. Ryan Zuckerman fields the backhand. Toss over to first is a little bit too high for Ken Schmidt. And Turner reaches on the error. That gets charged to Zuckerman over at third on the throw. And the Gatemen have 1 on and 1 out here in the first.
Colby Turner certainly scored that ball up. You could hear the loud contact off of the bat. Pretty much hit it right at Zuckerman, who had time to make a play, given how hard Turner struck it. Just got way too much on the throw. Overshot Schmidt over at first. The Gatemen will take that, though. When you're a team who's coming off just a 1-run performance, you'll take base runners any way you can get them.
Goes down as an E5. So Turner's on for Chris McHugh in the 3-hole first pitch. This is away, 1-0. McHugh was 0 for 4 last night. This season against Falmouth, he's 0 for 5 in just 2 games. (1-0). Flies one into left field. Foul ball.
It really just has been a staple, these guys, especially top of the order. But I think just being around these guys, getting the sense of where they like to hit. When you have a lineup that at this point has just been so consistent for Ryan Smythe, it makes things even easier for hitters because the approach is really the same. When you're penciled into that same spot day in, day out, you can really just focus on your approach at the plate.
1 through 4 has been pretty consistent really the entire course of the season, but over these last few weeks, not a whole lot of roster changes to the lineup. Runner goes, no throw down from Mason Eckelman behind home plate. So he concedes the stolen base. Colby Turner's on second in scoring position.
It was a great pitch to run on a breaking ball that skipped in there. Turner got a great jump, so even with a clean pick from Eckelman, no shot to get him at second. Turner not going to be the preeminent base runners on this Gatemen team, but great athlete and picked a good spot there.
Yeah, that's just his 3rd stolen base of the year. McHugh fouls one to the backstop. Counts 2-2. But now you're in scoring position if you're Turner. You got the heart of the lineup, McHugh and McDonald. We talked about it. It's been really consistent. Hunter Carnes leaving, Levi Clark leaving. But other than that, this has been 1 through 4. And Chase Cruson more consistently in that 5-hole as well. Fastball on the corner. And McHugh goes down looking. 2 away.
You thought that pitch was off the plate on that outside corner. Good pitch by O'Haron to just lock him up. He'd really been mixing and matching that fastball and breaking ball the whole at-bat. Now a shot for McDonald. You have that runner in scoring position. A base hit could likely score him, give you an early lead, get that offense back in the groove of things from the get-go.
First pitch, fouled back. Down that first baseline, out of play. McDonald, the leader in almost every hitting category for the Gatemen in terms of average on base percentage. 306 average, 999 OPS. Only person he's trailing on the active roster, Chris Ramirez. He's only played 10 games. McDonald at 24. 0-1 downstairs on a breaking pitch. He lays off. It's 1-1. McDonald's 1 for 8 against Falmouth this summer. So struggled against the Commodores, but overall been one of the Gatemen's best hitters. He's got 5 home runs, tied for the team lead. Fastball right at his belt, 1-2.
That's the thing about these guys in the heart of their order. Sure, they've had hot and cold stretches, but when you look at Turner, McHugh, McDonald, these are guys who are producing, obviously contributing the power, but they've got really solid on-base skills too, and that's why they're up there in all those different stat categories.
McDonald's only issue, leads the team in strikeouts, lays off that fastball there. Turner stays put at second. Mason Eckelman, ball got away from him a little bit behind home. So it's 2-2.
We'll see how aggressive O'Haron wants to be. Now count even at 2-2 with McDonald. You got Cruz and the lefty on deck. But Caden, anything in the zone, especially in and around the knees, can just turn on it, change the score in a blink of an eye.
2-2 pitch. In the air, drifting into the shallow right center field gap. And Antonio Morales charges for out number 3. Gatemen leave a runner stranded in the first. Falmouth comes up to bat here on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Colby Turner reached on an error. He was left stranded on second shortly after. It's still scoreless heading into the home half of the first, so who takes the mound for the Gatemen? It's the righty from Arizona State, Josh Butler.
And boys, Josh Butler been a really solid option for the Gatemen this summer, whether as a starter or as a reliever. The ERA is down at 1.47, 6 games, 2 starts. 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. You know, it's interesting because we've talked about a lot the last time the Gatemen were here at Gov Fuller Field. Well, the starting pitcher that day was Josh Butler, went 3 1/3, just the 2 earned runs, and was really solid that first time through the order. First 2 innings really locked down, but when he kind of came back out there, 3rd inning, second time through the order, that's where he started to get hit a little bit. The defense started to kind of trail off. So hoping here, once he gets through that lineup a first time and gets to the second half going through the lineup again, the stuff is there, the velocity stays there, and the location stays there. But he's such a good pitcher, so wouldn't be surprised to see him go multiple innings of shutout, potentially baseball today.
That was back on the 5th. It was his first start of the season. And then on the 12th against Hyannis a week later, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 3 strikeouts for the righty. So just progressing better and better. He's had 2 weeks since his last appearance, and he starts with a breaking ball that misses outside for Antonio Morales, and we start the home half of the first, 1-0. Morales leads off for Falmouth. Carl Schmidt and Micah New hitting 2-3. Kent Schmidt, Ryan Zuckerman, Adrian Lopez, 4-5-6. Fastball over the heart, 1-1. Mason Eckelman, Tristan Salinas, Justin Osterhaus round out the lineup. 5 lefties, 4 righties to face Butler. The southpaw Morales leads it off. He's in right field defensively. 1-1, just misses away.
And it's a Falmouth order with some pop. They're second in the league behind only the Gatemen in home runs. But when you talk about who to avoid, I think it's going to be Mike Anu. Was 4 for 5 the last time these two teams played here at Guff Fuller Field.
2-1 pitch, hammered into left field. Crusen's going back. He just misses the catch, but it goes foul. Third base umpire Matthew Kane ruled that one trickled into foul territory. Chase Crusen tried to run it down. He had his glove on it and just dropped it, but to the left of that foul line. So it's a 2-2 count.
Had a long way to go, but as you said, it pretty much tracked that ball down. Still, he drifted into foul territory, but there's still some room there. It's not like he's up against a fence. At a certain point, the ground kind of starts to slope up, but he still had some room before he even got there. Kind of reaching the gravel part where the field meets sort of that out-of-bounds stands area where spectators will sit. Plenty of speed, just tough break to not come up with the catch.
The Commodores dugout emphatically chanting that was a fair ball. They don't get their way. Butler's 2-2. Rocketed over to second. Braden Randall fields it on a hop, bobbles for a second, and then tosses over to first in time. Nice play from Randall, one away.
That was a shot to second, and Randall didn't have a long way to go to get to that. But it's tough to smother a ball of that velocity. The clean pick he got was really impressive because it looked like initially he was just going to go down to both knees to keep it in front of him, no matter what the carom was, but a really great job to glove it pretty cleanly with that velocity.
He had a couple of those last night, it seemed. Many opportunities. Fly a ball into center field. And now Yost called off by Colby Turner, 2 away. Carl Schmidt flies out to right field for the second out of the first. But yeah, with Braden Randall, it seems like just about every single night he's doing something else spectacular in the middle infield.
He's been such a staple there, and it seems like even as the season's progressed, his range has just gone up and up and up. Ground balls that are hit up the middle, he's just gotten to with ease to take away base hits.
And now here's Mike Anu hitting 308, takes a breaking ball right at his knees. It's 0-1. 308, 939 OPS this summer. He's in center field tonight. He's got 7 home runs and 21 RBIs for Falmouth this summer. He's behind 0-2 with 2 nice breaking balls from Josh Butler.
And if you can locate that breaking ball like he has on the outside corner, that's how you want to start off the at-bats to New. Maybe go with a fastball up now or keep showing him that breaking ball.
0-2 pitch. Checked his swing, he didn't go around. And it's 1-2. It just missed outside for Jeffrey Merzel. He's behind home plate calling the balls and strikes. Jake Brichta down that first base line. It's the umpiring crew for tonight's contest. Matthew Kane at third. 1-2, misses high and away. And New works it back to even.
And this is where you want to be facing New with no one on and 2 away because it allows you as a pitcher to attack him with a lot less fear as opposed to having guys on base.
Butler delivers his 2-2. That one hit straight up into the air, drifting into foul territory. But Aris Rivera gets under it and makes the catch before that drifted towards the netting behind home plate. 3 up, 3 down in the home half. We're scoreless after 1 from Guff Fuller Field with the Gatemen coming up to bat in the top half of the second on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the 2nd year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today.
Commodores go down in order in the first. And now we head to the top of the second, still scoreless. Alongside Cory Miller, I'm Josh Richardson. 5-6-7 coming up to bat for the Gatemen. Cruson, Ramirez, Yost. Wareham left Colby Turner stranded on second. He reached on an error. Chris McHugh strikeout, Caden McDonald flyout ended the inning. Just trying to get that first run of the game across, something that Wareham was so good at during that winning stretch. And then yesterday against Kettleers, you lose 2-1. Only run comes across in the ninth inning. At that point, too little, too late. Really just trying to get back to swinging a hot bat.
Exactly right. And 5-6-7, as you said, but it almost feels like 1-2-3. It would be for a lot of lineups. Cruson didn't have much going last night, but the game of 4 reached base 3 times. Ramirez hitting 500, and Yost is one of the hottest hitters in this lineup. So listen, obviously you're trying to strike first, get back to swinging the bat after one bad game, and even though it's not the top of the order, it's a good spot to be in at this point.
Second inning starts with Cruson against Torin O'Haron. His first appearance in Cape Cod this summer for Falmouth. Starts the second inning with a fastball misses away. It's 1-0. Cruson's hitting .269, .694 OPS. He was 0 for 3 against Kettleers last night. Had a double against Orleans back on Thursday. 1-0 fouled back straight into the backstop. It's 1-1.
Last time he was here, he sent one, a shot down the right field line off the wall. Nearly got a hold of that one over the fence. Would have been his first homer of the year. Still in search of that first shot, but he's still been an on-base machine as of late.
He had one in the All-Star game. That was played at Red Wilson Field just a couple weekends ago. That ball skips in the dirt ahead of Eckelman. 2-1. And just last weekend, that All-Star game hit one out shortly after he announced his commitment to Rutgers, transferring from University of Central Florida. 2-1 pitch, chopped foul, wide of first, and it's 2-2.
Going from Duke to UCF to now Rutgers.
He's jumped around a little bit.
He has, and he's had success on the 2 stops he's made so far throughout his collegiate journey. So obviously not going to be a whole lot surprised for him to have a great year at Rutgers this coming spring, a little closer to home, the Pennsylvania native.
Goes from Power 4, mid-major, and then back up to Power 4. 2-2, misses away. Breaking ball from O'Haron, and a count goes full on Chase Cruson.
Seen a lot of kind of long at-bats, high pitch counts for O'Haron. He's been around the zone, but a lot of 2-2, 3-2 counts. So good job by the game hitters to work these counts deep, just trying to get on base now.
And he's up to 27 pitches, make that 28. Cruson lines one into right field. It drops down ahead of Morales for a leadoff base hit.
And that's a great job by Chase Cruson taking a breaking ball outside. The leadoff man in an inning with no one on. You got to think the next pitch is probably going to be in the zone because as a pitcher, you don't want to walk the leadoff man to begin an inning. He got a pitch in the zone and just squared it up and turned on it.
And that was right down the middle, and it brings up Chris Ramirez. We talked about Hayden Yost being one of the hottest hitters in this Gatemen lineup. Well, Chris Ramirez has to be up there as well. He's batting .500 through 10 games, Cory. His first pitch takes it upstairs, 1-0.
Talked about it yesterday, but his ability to just sort of extend this lineup. Last night, Gatemen were struggling with the bats. He got on base with a single. He didn't end up scoring in that at bat, but still.
Check over to first, not in time.
When you have a guy who just at the bottom of the order just is a hit machine and can kind of break that rut of guys not getting on base, hitting into outs, striking out, it's so refreshing to have.
Ramirez has started in 9 games. Runner goes, throw down to second from Eckelman. Pops out of his arm. So a stolen base for Chase Cruson. That's the Gatemen's second of the day. And overall on the season, that's Cruson's 9th. He ties Van Sheen for the team lead.
Cruson, guy who's typically, as you said, tied for the team lead. We've seen him often running a lot. Turner in the first, not as much so, but the Gatemen like what they see off of O'Haron.
1-1 pitch, fouled away down that right field line just above the Falmouth dugout. It's 1-2. So Ramirez, it's his 11th game of the season, 10th start. So of the 9 games he had started before today, he has a hit in 8 of them. That one that he didn't against YD, he was 0 for 3.
Just been so consistent getting traffic on the base pass.
He was 2 for 3 with a double against Falmouth back on the 13th. Chops one over to third. Stays in fair territory. Zuckerman throws down to first in time, and Cruson stays at second. Unproductive out for Ramirez. And Cruson stays in scoring position, but he doesn't advance 90 feet. Here's Hayden Yost.
You could tell on that last foul ball that Ramirez was really trying to go to right field. He's so good at it, but he was really late on a fastball. And he got a piece of it, but they're just a little out in front that time on a breaking ball. It's a tough play for Zuckerman. Just grounded down the third base line. Tall guy's got to glove it all the way to his shins and then to throw out Ramirez, the speedy Ramirez. A tough play, but a nice job to keep Cruson at second.
Look over at second. Big lead for Cruson. Now goes home. Swing and a miss from Yost. It's 0-1. Yost hammered the first pitch that he saw in the ninth. He pinch hit last night for Drew Rogers. Rocketed a double into right field. Came around to score on an RBI ground out from Colby Turner. Check over to second base. Not in time. Just barely. That's Jake Brichta, the first base umpire, covering that middle infield. It was a close tag applied from the shortstop Adrian Lopez, but Cruson dove back in just in front of it.
You could hear everyone from the Gatemen dugout yelling back. Cruson kind of got that jump to begin going back towards the bag a little late, but still was able to just beat that tag.
Another check over, and that time O'Haron doesn't throw it, just stepped off.
And I'd be surprised with the way Yost is hitting a lefty up at the plate to see Cruson off for third. But listen, he's still trying to get as big of a secondary as he can to score on a base hit.
0-1 pitch, rocketed over to first. Backhanded snag from Ken Schmidt. He covers it himself, wins the race to first. Cruson over to third, 2 away. But the Gatemen have that first run 90 feet closer.
And Yost got a piece of that one right there. You could hear the contact, hard hit, just tough break to hit it right at Schmidt. Thought for a second there that might find the hole in right field and potentially plate Cruson from second. So Yost, it seems, continues to swing that hot bat. Just a tough break, but as you said, base hit now without a doubt, scores a run.
That was a nice play from Schmidt over at first. It was hit hard over to him. Fielded it cleanly, made the jog over. Eris Rivera takes the first pitch below the knees. It was a fastball. It's 1-0. Rivera was 0 for 3 yesterday, but against Orleans in his season debut, 3 for 3 with a double, 3 RBIs, and a walk.
Yeah, I think he
did it all.
You got to throw yesterday out the door because there weren't many people going right at the plate for the Gatemen.
1-0 pitch, wave and a miss. That one, his bat flies over into the netting next to the Gatemen dugout. Rivera's going to apply a little bit more pine tar or anything sticky so he can get a good clean grip on his bat because that went flying.
Sure did. We haven't seen a ton of those from the Gatemen so much as we've seen
from
their
opposing,
their opposition, but always a kind of a scary situation when it heads over towards the dugout. But again, you have those protective nettings, thankfully. That left his hands in a hurry, though.
That one would have flown all the way into the seats if there was no netting. It's like Rivera's back ready to go, walks back to home plate. He's got a runner on third. It's a 1-1 count. He waved and missed on the breaking ball. Gatemen have a man 90 feet away, trying to plate that first run of the night. 0-0 here from Gov Fuller Field. One pitch, misses high at the letters. Another fastball from O'Haron. It's 2-1.
That's how you make an adjustment right there. You have that really big hack, let go of the bat, comes back with the fastball up in the zone, trying to get you to expand once again. Good take by Rivera to get into a hitter's count.
2-1 pitch, misses away. Now Rivera ahead in the count. In his 3 seasons at Stanford, he's made just 2 starts. 22 appearances last season, all out of the bullpen. So certainly some uncharted territory for the righty here. Gateman trying to take advantage. 3-1 pitch, fouled off just down that first baseline. A weak nubber from Rivera.
and a payoff coming up with 2 away.
And if you're the Commodores, it's all about stretching him out, but doing so in a way that, he hasn't started a lot of games, so he may not go that deep into this one, especially if the pitch count's elevated. I think if you're the Gatemen, trying to get to him early before Falmouth turns to the bullpen. We've seen when you have guys on base, the move to the plate's not that fast. Already 2 stolen bases, not even through 2 innings, so trying to get more traffic on.
Payoff pitch, misses high, and Rivera draws a walk. Good eye for Rivera, way to fight back in that count.
Exactly right. I wasn't surprised to see him swinging on 3-1. Try and get a pitch to hit, drive in Cruson, but there, nothing close to the plate, just a fastball up and in, easy take, and now it's a chance for Shane with 2 runners on to come through against a guy who, as you just mentioned, doesn't have a lot of starting experience in a new role kind of right now. First start of the summer. It's a tough first appearance for you.
First pitch to Sheehan, misses downstairs. And this is the thing, even if Sheehan can't score Cruson on third base, it at least turns the lineup over back to the top for the 3rd inning. 1-2-3 leading off if Sheehan can't reach. 1-0 pitch. Soft number back to the mound. Nice play from O'Haron, and he wins the race to first. 1 unassisted ends the 2nd inning for the Gatemen. Wareham leaves 2 stranded heading into the home half. We're still scoreless on Cape League TV.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
The Gatemen left 2 on in the top of the 2nd. Falmouth coming up to bat in the home half. We're still scoreless from Gulf Fuller Field alongside Cory Miller. I'm Josh Richardson. 4, 5, 6 in the Commodore order. Schmidt, Zuckerman, and Lopez. Ken Schmidt, that is. Carl Schmidt flew out to right field in the 1st inning. It was a 1-2-3 quick inning for Josh Butler. He's back out for his 2nd inning of action.
Really nice job on the mound. The breaking ball was working early in counts, just throwing that curveball, dotting it on the outside corner, then throwing the fastball up in the zone off of that. O'Haron had some traffic on in the top half of the inning, but he's responded, so you're still waiting for those Gatemen bats to fully get going, so you're still going to be pitching in this tight game, at least for another inning.
Yeah, it took Butler just 11 pitches to navigate out of that 1st inning. O'Haron's at 41 through 2. And for a reliever, someone that made 22 appearances out of the Stanford bullpen this past season, might not see him in this game for much longer. Butler, on the other hand, delivers a fastball at the knees for strike 1 on Ken Schmidt. He's gone later and later into games for really a majority of this season. Started off really as that reliever, only going an inning or 2. A 1 pitch, chopped back up the middle. Chris Ramirez plays it on 2 hops. The shortstop tosses over to first in time, 1 away.
And we talked about the buildup maybe with O'Haron as a primary reliever with Stanford now making the start, and that's what it was for Butler, just working him up to that physically handling the starter spot gradually, not doing it all at once, and that's kind of been the plan for the Gatemen. You mentioned he's had a couple weeks off, so should be pretty fresh tonight.
Yeah, 2 weeks since his last appearance. It was a start, fastball at the belt for Ryan Zuckerman, 0-1. Butler went 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 3 Ks against Hyannis. That was back on the 12th, so he's had a lot of time off. Soft fly ball into the shallow portion of center field. Hayden Yost charges in, and he makes the catch just a couple steps before the infield dirt. 2 away.
What a start to the second inning, too. He's just attacking the zone. He's getting some swings from these Commodores hitters, but really all weak contact thus far through the first 5 batters. Really effective start. Glad to see that Butler's being efficient. That'll make it easier to work through this Commodores lineup and go deeper into the game.
Butler had a nice season this past spring at Arizona State. 20 appearances, all out of the bullpen, 4.73 ERA at 31 strikeouts. First pitch to Adrian Lopez, the shortstop, misses away. And if you're Butler, obviously you're not naive to see a lot of these roster changes for the Gatemen, most of them coming out of the rotation. Soft chopper over to short. Another play for Ramirez across the diamond in time. We'll pick up that thought in the home half of the third. But for now, 6 up, 6 down for Josh Butler after 2. And the Gatemen coming up to bat. We're still scoreless on Cape League TV.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Shameless Plug Electric, hitting home runs on every job. Wareham's top choice for electrical work. Call Shameless Plug Electric.
Top of the third from Gov Fuller Field. Top of the order for the Gatemen. We're still scoreless entering the third inning of action with Torin O'Haron back on the mound. Another chance for the righty to keep mowing down some of these Gatemen hitters. He's gotten out of trouble, but so far no damage done yet for the Gatemen.
Nope, despite some base runners, as you said. I think this is a big inning for the Gatemen because you've already seen him now one time through the order. This is new ground for him in the sense that this is his first Cape League appearance, his first start really, of the summer, just a couple at Sanford. He's not used to it, and now as this outing is prolonged, second time through this order, this is kind of make or break for a lot of these relievers transitioning to the starter role. The pitch count's been elevated. So a chance for the Gatemen, having seen his stuff now through 2 innings, to do some damage.
41 pitches through those first 2 innings, 24 strikes, so hovering a little bit higher than that 50% mark. Randall flies one into the right center field gap. It splits the defenders. Bobble in center field. That goes all the way to the right field wall. Randall rounds second. He's on his way to third. He reaches safely standing up.
Well, that'll do.
That's how you start off an inning. Braden Randall just 90 feet away from the Gatemen scoring the first run of the contest.
It looked like off the bat it was well struck, but when it got down, thought maybe it would only be a base hit for Randall, but kind of a misplay in center field by New and Morales, sort of converging, not able to cut it off cleanly. And you give Randall a chance with his speed. You said that one really rolled almost to the wall. Easy opportunity for Randall to get to third. That's how you start an inning. The Gatemen with no one out just need a ball in play to score a run.
So it goes down as a double, and then Mike Anu, the center fielder, had an error on the fielding opportunity. First pitch breaking ball misses away on Colby Turner. So a double followed by an E8. Has Braden Randall on third base.
Besides the third baseman, Zuckerman, infield is back, and the first baseman, Will Schmidt. So ball up the middle, scores a run.
1-0 pitch, rocketed over to short. Only one play for Adrian Lopez. It's at first. Throw goes high, and Colby Turner reaches safely. Randall scores from third, and that throw a bit too high for Ken Schmidt. Had to jump up from first base. Turner's on safely. Cory, that's 3 errors so far tonight for Falmouth. And this just is probably any bit of karma that the Gatemen could have wanted after the last time these two teams were here. Wareham had 7 errors in an 11-4 loss. And Jared Saltalamaki is livid, charging over from that Falmouth dugout. Had a talk with Jake Brickta, the first base umpire, but Turner stays on first.
Yeah, a couple of close plays. Thought maybe Schmidt applied the tag in time. Turner trying to avoid it. Did he go out of the baseline to the right side? Either way, he's safe. Call stands. But you said it. What a complete 360. 3 errors through not even 3 innings of play.
2 of them with Colby Turner up to bat. And now Jeffrey Merzel, home plate umpire, walking out and glancing over towards that Falmouth dugout. Maybe giving a warning to Saltalamacchia. Either way, 3 errors, you mentioned it, not even through 3 innings of play. Colby Turner reached on one in the first, and then he swiftly stole second base. And then Braden Randall in the third, or really just the at-bat before this. Fielding error and then throwing error from Lopez. So now O'Haron has to work his way out of trouble. Check over, not in time. Not even a tag applied from Ken Schmidt. Not a large lead from Colby Turner. He stole his 3rd base of the summer in the first. So not someone very prone to moving over with his legs. But he has the speed. Delivery home to Chris McHugh is downstairs. 1-0 on the first baseman. He's 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout.
That was a play Lopez should have made. Typically does make it short, but between Turner and Randall, 2 hard-hit balls to begin this inning.
1-0, rocketed down the third baseline. It's just to the right. It's a fair ball. Turner moving over to third. He's in safely. Stand-up double for Chris McHugh, and the Gatemen have second and third. Nobody out.
Said it time and time again this summer, but hitting is contagious. And so all of a sudden, Randall gets 1 hit, and then Colby Turner reaches on an error, but he struck that ball well, and now Chris McHugh just a bullet down that left field line. All it took was 1. The Gatemen really could never build that contagious hitting approach last night because they only got a couple hits, so it just never was applicable. But all of a sudden now, talked about O'Haron, second time through the order as a typical reliever, uncharted water. The Gatemen have seen him and now have made the adjustment, swinging the bats well. Chance for more here with McDonald.
2 on, nobody out for your best hitter of the season, Caden McDonald. Hitting above 300, entering play today. Takes a breaking ball, it misses away, 1-0. McDonald flew out to right to end the first. Wareham's already plated 1 in the third, threatening to do more damage. One-0 pitch, misses downstairs.
O'Haron just not finding the zone consistently. Sort of been a theme throughout the game. Same situation for McDonald. Corner infielders are in. Think back up the middle to score at the very least 1 run.
O'Haron goes home, wave and a miss. 2-1. Breaking ball fooled McDonald a little bit there. That's 49 pitches for O'Haron. He entered the inning at 41. Still has not recorded an out. The Gatemen have runners on second and third, trying to extend this 1-0 lead. 2-1 pitch, misses at the letters. 3 balls and a strike on McDonald.
That's a really good hold if you're McDonald, not trying to expand anymore. You get possibly a pitch to hit here because O'Haron's not going to want to load the bases for a guy in Cruson who had the first hit of the night for the Gatemen last time up.
He had a single into right field to start the second. That pitch misses downstairs. 5-pitch walk for McDonald, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out in the third. What an opportunity for Wareham to just break this one open.
Absolutely. You can just kind of hear the grunts on the mound from O'Haron. They've gotten more and more apparent as he's gotten deeper into this game. It's gotten a lot tougher pitching-wise. It makes sense with runners on base, but was sort of easier through the first, started to get more difficult in the second, now in the third. As a reliever making that transition, it's just gotten more and more difficult the deeper he's gone.
Mound visit for Falmouth, wanting to talk some things over, figure out what to do with Torrin O'Haron. That's Todd Carroll on the mound, the pitching coach for the Commodores. He quickly exits. So O'Haron stays in. And he'll try and work his way out of trouble with Chase Cruson coming up to bat.
And the Commodores are in a tough spot right now. Last in the division, down early, could be looking at a larger deficit. You've lost 3 straight, and your pitching staff is 9th across the league in ERA. This could be a really big make-or-break spot to give an early lead even more fire for the Gatemen.
Bases loaded for Chase Cruson. First pitch. Checked his swing. He didn't go around. It was a pitch that missed downstairs. 1-0.
If you're Cruson, just have that in the back of your mind that the location has been sporadic from O'Haron. He hasn't walked a ton of guys, but off of that last walk to McDonald, he just hasn't found the zone consistently. A lot of deep counts.
1-0, rocketed over to third, caught in the air by Zuckerman. No play other than that to try and turn 2-1 away in a big catch from the third baseman. Not usually expecting anything hard hit from a lefty over to the hot corner, but he was ready and stayed on his feet.
He sure was, and it's tough out for the Gatemen off of a hard hit ball. Cruson a little behind on it, but still got a solid piece of it. Look for a second like that would get through, but that 6'4" third baseman using that wingspan to his advantage. Tough out if you're Cruson, but still another guy who can do some damage now at the plate in Ramirez.
Bases remain loaded. Chris Ramirez takes a fastball upstairs. O'Haron was on the NCBWA Stopper of the Year watch list, basically just given out to the best reliever across college baseball season. The eventual winner, Tony Pluta, returning to the Gatemen for his second season. 1-0 misses away. So obviously in a starting role, O'Haron is his first appearance of the summer for Falmouth. His first start since the 2024 season for the Cardinal. So in a bit of an unconventional spot, but he's used to getting out of trouble. That one misses downstairs. Good block from Eckelman behind home. Skipped in the dirt. It's 3-0, but there's nowhere to put Ramirez, and O'Haron well behind in the count.
This is what makes Ramirez in part such a great hitter. A lot of his on base has been fueled by hits, but he's put himself in a lot of hitters' counts too. He's just such a patient hitter. He does not expand the zone, and he's waited for O'Haron to attack the zone. Hasn't seen anything. He's got himself in a good spot here.
3-0 pitch, taken all the way, fastball down the middle. That first strike of the at-bat for O'Haron. If I'm Ramirez here, just take until 2 strikes. Make him throw it in the zone, right?
Ramirez is a good 2-strike hitter, so that definitely is a possibility, trying to make him throw you strikes consistently, which he is not.
3-1, fouled off. That one would have been ball 4. But a breaking ball just below the knees, Ramirez offered. He sent it down that first baseline out of play.
At the very least, a good sign that Ramirez is ready to hit and not just stagnant up there at the plate, but a tough situation now because you're in protect mode, so the likelihood of you expanding becomes a little greater here. So an opportunity to get on.
Payoff pitch, chopped foul. Ramirez stays alive. Ramirez was 1 for 2 with a walk in the loss to Katuitt last night. Playing in his 11th game of the summer. He already has one under his belt against Falmouth. He went 2 for 3 with a double. Ripped one the opposite way into right field. 3-2, misses inside, and that brings in Colby Turner. He scores from third, and the lead doubled for Wareham, 2-0, and the bases remain loaded.
The plate discipline from Ramirez is something to be admired right there. Sure, maybe he swung at ball 4 early in the at-bat, but then fouled off another pitch and did not expand right there, even with 2 strikes. A great job to drive in a run. Really great at-bat by Ramirez. Just continues to impress in the batter's box.
And now Saltalamacchia trots out to take the ball from Torrin O'Haron. His night is done. And so Falmouth makes a pitching change, and we'll take a break here on Cape League TV. Gatemen still threatening 1 out in the 3rd, but the bases are juiced for the Gatemen.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
The Gatemen are still threatening here in the third. Bases loaded, just one away. Wareham's already plated two. It's 2-0 here from Gulf-Fuller Field. Alongside Cory Miller, I'm Josh Richardson. Torin O'Haron, the starting pitcher for the Commodores, he exits after just 2 1/3. Reese Markham comes in, the righty out of Gulf Coast State Junior College, trying to get out of this jam.
You go from a pitcher who was making his summer debut to a guy who's now just making his second appearance in a tough spot right now.
He'll have to face Hayden Yost, swinging one of the hottest Gateman bats this summer. Fastball down the middle. Yost hit a rocket over to first, but a nice backhanded scoop from Kent Schmidt had him retired for the second out of the second. Now back up in the third. Bases loaded for the Gatemen. A 1 pitch, rocketed back up the middle into center field and for a base hit. McHugh scores easily. Here comes Caden McDonald, play at the plate. He got him. Perfect toss from Mike Anu. Another run scores for Wareham, but McDonald gunned down at the plate, 2 away. 3-0 lead for Wareham.
I think McDonald might have thought that he had more time rounding third. Heard someone from the Gateman dugout say, hey, we got to go. He was getting that wave around. It ended up being a close play at the plate. Nice job if you're by the Commodores to stop the bleeding somewhat, but Hayden Yost continues to hit. You get another run. 3-0.
Eris Rivera, breaking ball over the heart. He says it was a little bit outside. But for Jeffrey Merzel, in the zone, 0-1. So you get that run across, and at this point now up 3-0. Gatemen have as many runs as Falmouth does errors. Fly ball into shallow right field. Morales back. He makes the catch. 3 away. And that ends the inning. Big lead for the Gatemen. We head to the home half of the third with Wareham on top 3-0 on Cape League TV.
Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us sync law. That's synklaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen Field. Go Gatemen.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Early advantage for Wareham. The Gatemen up 3-0. We head into the home half of the third with Josh Butler up to face the bottom half of the Commodore order. 7, 8, 9, 3 lefties, Eckelman, Salinas, and Osterhaus. So far, Butler's been nothing short of perfect.
He really has, and now he has the run supports to back up what he's been doing on the mound. Oddly enough, we talked about the last time these two teams played here, the Gatemen got a 2-0 lead. It was a 2-run shot by Hunter Carnes, but this feels completely different. The bad defense has kind of been the Commodores on the Commodore side so far tonight with their 3 errors. The Gatemen are in a good spot, 3 runs to work with, and if you're Butler, just keep doing what you've been doing, attacking the zone, getting ahead with your breaking ball, putting him away with the fastball. He's 6 up, 6 down so far.
Certainly a favorable part of the Commodore lineup that Butler gets to go through. Ackelman's played in just 1 contest for Falmouth this summer. He's 0 for 3. Tristan Salinas hitting 176 entering play. And then Osterhaus kind of used it as that second leadoff guy. He's at 260. But overall, compared to the top of the lineup, much better. Fastball misses downstairs. This 3rd inning starts 1-0. Butler's gotten 3 ground outs, a couple of pop outs as well. That one skied into center field. Hayden Yost over to his right, and he makes the catch, 1 away.
The interesting thing, looking at how the first 7 batters for Falmouth tonight have gotten out, there's been no strikeouts. But listen, if you're Butler, I don't think that bothers you because you've been so effective and efficient in and around the zone. Your pitch count's down, and you've gotten all these guys out, whether it's a ground ball, fly out, pop out, doesn't matter. So Falmouth's going to be aggressive early, just putting the ball in good spots where it's going to be tough to get any good contact.
Something a little bit out of character for Butler, however. First pitch misses outside for Tristan Salinas. Butler averaging just over a strikeout per inning so far this summer. So getting away from that, but his defense has backed him up. (1-0) in the air, shallow left field. Chris Ramirez back under it, drifting over from shortstop, and he makes the catch along the line, 2 away. Nice play from Ramirez. He had a long way to go and caught it over his shoulder for the 2nd out.
And those are always the plays you hold your breath because it's just some weak contact with Salinas dropping that back shoulder, getting underneath of that breaking ball, but it's kind of in no man's land where you have 3 guys converging. But Ramirez has kind of taken a lot of those plays out of the equation because he gets to the ball so quickly.
First pitch to Osterhaus. It's a breaking ball. It misses downstairs. That's Butler's just 22nd pitch of the night. Compared to Torrin O'Haron, who only went 2 1/3. He was at 60. So Butler working with some efficiency so far tonight. 1-0. This is away.
And if
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, please.
If you're the Gateman, you've been the beneficiary of starters going deep into outings lately, including last night, night before. Could be another situation for that tonight.
2-0 pitch. Fastball at the knees, 2-1. Yeah, Tate McGuire, a masterful start from him. 5 2/3. 1 run, but it wasn't earned, so his ERA dipped below 1 on the season. Fly ball into center field, hard hit. Hayden Yost backpedals, and he makes the catch. Another 1-2-3, 3 perfect innings from Josh Butler. We head into the 4th with the Gatemen on top 3-0 on Cape League TV. Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player. You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Gatemen scored 3 runs in the top of the 3rd, and now we head into the 4th with Wareham still up by that same cushion. Reese Markham got out of a jam that Torrin O'Haron, the starting pitcher for the Commodores, brought him in. Bases loaded, one away. First pitch to Van Sheen, swing and a miss. Markham did a nice job to really work out of trouble. He had some help from Micah New in center field, gunned down Caden McDonald trying to score another run, but if you can come into that kind of a jam and only give up the one, it's got to feel pretty good. 0-1 pitch. Over the heart, 0-2.
He was really efficient about it, too. Just a couple pitches to Yost and Rivera. Obviously, Yost tagged him for the base hit, but still got out of it with the fly out to right from Rivera. Now trying to just leave his mark on this game. Much easier spot with the bases empty to begin the top of the fourth.
Cheyenne takes a fastball downstairs. 1-2 count on the 9-hitter. Cheyenne's at third base defensively. Shifted over from shortstop, where he was for a large portion of the season. Chris Ramirez comes in, and Cheyenne occupies the hot corner. His bat's been hot and cold so far this year. He's on a pretty good hot streak. 1-2, rocketed foul down that left field line. He was on a hot streak, and then bat went a little bit cold as of late. But for somebody that has the kind of caliber glove that he does, you just need to find a spot in the lineup for him night in and night out. Markham's 1-2, wave and a miss. Cheyenne chased a breaking ball in the dirt outside, one away.
As you said, it has been a struggle for Shane lately with the bat after raising the average up to around 220. That's the thing, he's hitting ninth. It's not a spot where you're going to expect a ton of offense. And the way the rest of the lineup's going, you don't really need him to produce at this moment in time. But obviously, you said you're kind of expecting that defense, but he's been such a consistent force with that glove. So in a situation when you have the lead, even if he's not getting on base a ton, he's going to provide you that great glove.
That turned things over to the top of the order. Braden Randall, his third at-bat, starts with a strike at the knees, 0-1. Randall grounded out to first to lead off the game. Then in the third, he hit a double in the right field gap. Micah New had some difficulty fielding. Randall advanced to third. Colby Turner reached on an error to follow. Randall scored. He came across for the first run of the game. Breaking ball skips in the dirt ahead of Eckelman behind home plate. 1-1.
And Randall just, again, that prototypical classic leadoff man, just igniting that rally in the third, leading off the inning with that double.
1-1 pitch. High chopper over to first. And Ken Schmidt fields cleanly, 2 away.
And this is why getting those 3 runs was so important. Sure, this is just one inning. There's 2 outs. The inning continues, and you got the rest of the game to score more runs. But Markham is coming into this game, and he's gotten a couple of really big outs, and he's been efficient. So the fact that you were able to add on, score in bunches, not just settle for the 1 run, gives you a little bit of breathing room, not knowing how the rest of this game is going to play out.
This is Markham's just second appearance of the season. He went an inning for the Commodores earlier in the year. He's got 2 strikeouts. First pitch rings inside. Turner gets out of the way. 1-0. Turner's 0 for 2, but he's reached safely. 2 errors. One from the third baseman Zuckerman, the other from the shortstop Lopez. 1-0 pitch. Right at the knees, fastball, 1-1.
He's gotten rewarded for putting the ball in play and hitting the ball hard. He's rolled over 2 balls, but both smoked. First to third, then to short. So that's what happens when you put the ball in play. Sometimes you will get rewarded, even if you hit it right at someone.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Nice off speed from Markham there to get Turner behind in the count, 1-2. Grounder over to third. Zuckerman fields cleanly, and a toss over is in time. 1-2-3 from Reese Markham in the fourth. Gatemen down in order, but still lead 3-0 on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, 80 Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit 80makepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Josh Butler has been perfect through 3 innings. Now the top of the lineup comes up to bat here in the 4th. Morales, Schmidt, and New. Gatemen on top 3-0 heading into the home half of the 4th alongside Cory Miller. I'm Josh Richardson. Cory, this is everything that the Gatemen could have asked for and more for Josh Butler in his first appearance in 2 weeks tonight.
I was talking about earlier how, Tate McGuire goes 5 2/3 last night, really the longest we've seen a starter go into a game, or really any pitcher in terms of innings this season. Then you go back to the Orleans game. McDonald, 5 shutout innings. The night before, Consiglio, 5 shutout innings. The starters are just going so deep into games.
First pitch, breaking ball just misses downstairs, popped out of Aris Rivera's glove. 1-0.
And listen, we've talked about the turnover with the rotation as of late, some new arms coming in with guys heading back to school, including Consiglio and McGuire. You're putting your bullpen in better spots, not having to ask them to go so many innings.
1-0 pitch, misses downstairs. And that's the thing, that's what Butler brings. And he's had a lot of help from his defense tonight. Doesn't have a single strikeout yet. 3 groundouts, a pop out, and 5 flyouts. 2-0, soft chopper down that first baseline. Butler fields it, tries to tag Morales. Did he get him? No, he did not. Morales tried to dive down that first baseline, and Butler just missed with the tag. And here comes Ryan Smythe to talk about some things with the first base umpire, Jake Brickton.
I think the contention's got to be a similar situation, maybe what Salt Talamaki was talking about earlier. The fact that Butler was on the infield dirt along the first baseline trying to make that tag. He's a tall guy on the mound, standing at 6'7". I think it's all about whether the runner was still on the baseline in Morales. You got that line down the first baseline, but if he was on the grass, he's out of the baseline.
So now the 3 umpires converge only for a brief moment, and Morales is safe on first base. So it goes down as a single back to Josh Butler, and he just missed the tag.
And that's not how you want to allow your first base runner. First hit of the night, a weak dribbler down the first baseline where the guy might have stepped out of the baseline.
First pitch to Carl Schmidt. Soft tapper back over to the shortstop Ramirez. Tossed to first in time. Morales moves to second base. So Falmouth has a runner in scoring position with 1 away in the 4th.
That's how you bounce back, just some weak contact. Good play by Ramirez all the way, thinking about going to first base. No chance to get Morales at second in turn 2. You do have a runner in scoring position facing Mike Anu. Not a situation where you want to be facing him. Much more ideal spot in the first with no one on and 2 away. But again, if you're Butler, credit him bouncing back, getting at least 1 out after the infield single.
The umpires converge there, Cory, and seldom have we seen an umpire meeting that leads to a call getting overturned. It really just doesn't happen. First pitch to New, breaking ball just misses away. I mean, there's no instant replay. There's nothing. It just has to be the eye test. And what you call on the field surely would just have to stand at that point.
And it has to be really definitive for them to overturn what is already called on the field.
You're not getting the check over to New York. 1-0 fouled back over that first baseline out of play. It's the light pole behind the Falmouth dugout.
And I think if you're Ryan Smythe and the Gatemen, I mean, part of it's like, again, Josh Butler was right down that first base line when the grass meets the dirt. He's 6'7", so for a guy to be able to evade a guy with that wingspan, mean, maybe he was still in the baseline, but you got to really be a nice guy at evading and dodging that kind of tag.
1-1 pitch to Micah New, tries to score up a bunt, goes foul down that third baseline. Popped it up a bit, and Rivera dashed out of that box behind home plate, try and make the catch. Either way, 1-2.
Certainly didn't see that coming. A guy hitting .308 with 7 bombs and 21 RBIs, showing bunt on a 1-1 pitch. But
He's got a lot of speed. He's got 13 stolen bases so far this summer.
I think obviously it's indicative of that, and also the fact that Butler's been so good. You're just trying to get anything off of him, and swinging away more times than not hasn't led to any success.
Just the one hit. Falmouth batters certainly swinging early and often. Butler had just 32 pitches through 3 1/3. Runner on second for the Commodores. Micah New at home plate. Behind 1-2. Butler's delivery home. This is away on a breaking pitch. 2-2. After New, it'll be Ken Schmidt up to bat, barring a double play. Braden Randall, the second baseman, holding on Morales at the bag. Chris Ramirez in his typical spot. So a big gap into right field. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Got him looking on the inside corner. New disagrees. Strikeout number 1 for Josh Butler. 2 away in the 4th.
Just been masterful pitching by Josh Butler, having no fear of Micah New. Maybe you got 1 strike on the bunt foul ball, but still, even with the guy on base, New's been one of the best hitters across the league this summer. Just still going right at the zone, mixing and matching with their pitches. You get a big second out right there.
It'll be up to Ken Schmidt to try and bring in that first Commodore run. Cut the deficit to just 2. 3-0 Wareham here in the 4th. 2 away, runner on second. First pitch from Butler. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. It's what Butler's been so effective at in this game so far, Cory, is a lot of first pitch strikes, a lot of strikes in general, 22 of his 35 pitches. Is 0-1. Downstairs. Check swing from Schmidt. He didn't go around.
When you have a guy who is as well rested as Josh Butler, who has been efficient, as you just noted, it's just kind of a perfect storm. Now, the other side of that is he hasn't thrown a lot lately. Maybe he's a little wild, but he's not. So he's fresh, he's rested, and he's been efficient. It's really added up to a great start so far.
1-1. Misses away.
I think it's really cool, too, that we talked about last night how close he and Tate McGuire really have been, that they're following each other around when they're not pitching, going all throughout the stadium. Well, Tate McGuire, what a start he had last night, and then his buddy Josh Butler's just followed that up so far with nearly 4 scoreless innings.
And his final appearance of the summer for the Gatemen. So Wareham loses Cooper Consiglio and Tate McGuire in the same week. 2 of those guys that pitched so well over the course of these last 5 days. 2-1, soft number down that first baseline. Butler fields, tossed to first in time. There's some redemption for Josh Butler. Leaves the leadoff single stranded. And the Gatemen still on top 3-0 as we enter the 5th on Cape League TV.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
Josh Butler surrendered his first base runner at the start of the 4th inning, but the Gatemen left him stranded, so Wareham on top 3-0 as we enter the 5th. with 3-4-5 in the Wareham order. Chris McHugh, Caden McDonald, Chase Cruson due up to face the new man on the mound, Jake Dorn, the lefty out of Miami.
It's been a day of recent pickups making some new debuts if you're the Commodores. Started out first with O'Haron, his first appearance of the summer, first start of the summer. Then Markham, his second appearance of the summer. Jake Dorn, the lefty out of Miami, his first appearance of the summer. So some new looks for some of these pitchers. You're facing the heart of this order, and if you're McHugh and McDonald, two righties, you get that platoon advantage after facing two righties to begin the night offensively. See if they can take advantage.
And he might have a tough time here in the fifth, having to go through McHugh, McDonald, and then Cruson. You got McHugh and McDonald, the two highest OPS hitters on this Gatemen team of those that have played more than 11 games. Chris Ramirez in sole possession of that lead right now, but hasn't played a whole lot so far this summer. Just his 11th game of the campaign. Toss down to second from Mason Eckelman signals that we're ready to start the inning. And Chris McHugh, the first baseman, comes up to bat. Had that single down the left field line in the 30s, 1 for 2.
In 11 games out of the bullpen for the Hurricanes this past spring, Dorn a 1.98 ERA, so not a ton of work, but what innings he did pitch was effective.
First pitch to start the fifth. This is inside. McHugh jumped out of the way, 1-0.
Some things that also stand out, though, about his numbers: a .250 batting average against, 8 strikeouts, 7 walks. So did face some traffic, but was effective in pitching out of trouble.
1-0 downstairs. McHugh doesn't offer. 2 balls and no strikes on the first baseman. And that is definitely something to keep an eye on. Gatemen have got on base pretty decent amount so far tonight. 4 hits through 4 innings. Drawn a couple of walks as well. 2-0 fouled off. You can tack on a couple more runs here, feel a little bit better about yourself midway through this contest, especially for a Gatemen team that struggled to hit yesterday. 2-1 loss to Katuitt. That 1 run came in the 9th. 2-1 pitch from Dorn. Misses downstairs with a fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike on McHugh. Caden McDonald stands on deck.
Any insurance is never going to be a bad thing. Butler has made any lead stand up to this point. Just the 1 hit, no runs allowed. But again, he'll yield eventually, just trying to keep the lead, make it as big as possible.
3-1 fouled off, straight up in the air behind home plate. And now a payoff coming up to McHugh. Chased ball 4. Last night, Wareham's first loss following the All-Star break. 3-0 up until then. 3-2 pitch, misses inside, and a leadoff walk for Chris McHugh is how the Gatemen start the 5th.
Good at bat to battle back after chasing a pitch out of the zone on one of those foul balls. He said, swinging at ball 4. Really tried to work him in that at bat, did Jake Dorn, both with the fastball and that breaking ball. Just couldn't locate consistently, and the Gatemen get an early base runner here in the top of the 5th.
First pitch to Caden McDonald, breaking ball just above the belt. 1-0. Pitch, wave and a miss.
You know, we've seen a lot of big swings from McDonald. He's got that just powerful stroke, the quick bat speed. But what he's able to do then later in counts is shorten up. He worked a walk his last at bat to get on base. But when he connects early in counts, we've seen it. That ball goes a long way.
Wave and a miss for McDonald. It's 1-2. McDonald's bat has cooled off a little bit if you have to compare it, average-wise. But what he's done when he's made contact, it's been nothing short of spectacular. Home runs in 2 of his last 3 games. Waves and misses on a breaking ball again. His first strikeout of the night.
Just some big swings early in the count, then expanding the zone right there, chasing that pitch. That's a really big out from Dorn, taking care of the righty McDonald to get an at-bat against a lefty. And now facing Cruzen and Ramirez at the very least, two guys who are swinging some hot bats, really great at getting on base, but you don't have to worry about that power swing as much with them.
First pitch to Cruzen, misses downstairs.
That is the thing, though. Like, you get Caden McDonald out, the cleanup hitter, and oh, by the way, you have to face Chase Cruzen, who has a hit, swinging a hot bat, and Chris Ramirez, who came in right at 500. Like, there are no breaks in this Gatemen lineup right now.
Runner goes, throw down from Eckelman is not in time. Stolen base for Chase Cruzen, his second of the night, 10th on the season. Or for McHugh, rather.
I love the aggressiveness on the base pass by the Gatemen, knowing they didn't score a lot of runs last night. Listen, they're up by 3 right now. They came in 7th in the league with 48 stolen bases. And Turner and McHugh, two guys we haven't seen often running. They have speed. They're just not stolen base regulars. So credit the Gatemen for being aggressive. And both McHugh and Turner, they don't maybe have the same speed that a Cruzen or Ramirez or Yost has. But they're picking their spots. If they're not going to be held on consistently, they're going to take advantage.
Delivery home, breaking ball hit hard over to first. Schmidt fields, and he makes the play. Beats Cruzen into the bag. McHugh over to third. 2 away. But another run 90 feet away for the Gatemen.
Cruzen was just out in front of that breaking ball. If he sat back for another split second, he probably would have found that hole along the right side. Singled it into right field, maybe driven in a run, but another hard-hit ball from the left fielder. Line out to third in the 3rd inning. Hard-hit ground out. But to have a runner 90 feet away for this guy with just one swing can drive him in.
Pitch clock violation for Jake Dorn, so now Ramirez ahead in the count 1-0 before he even sees a pitch from the lefty. Ramirez 0 for 1. He walked back in the 3rd. The bases were loaded, so an RBI the easy way, takes a fastball right at the belt. Count evens, a ball and a strike. One pitch, misses away. Dorn kicks and fires, misses high. 3 balls and 1 strike on Ramirez. He's just been so good at his plate discipline, putting the ball in play when he's in 2 strike counts.
He knows he's swinging a hot bat, but at the same time, he's not expanding the zone, so he's going to get on base, a walk, base hit. Still all works.
3-1, misses inside. 5-pitch walk for Ramirez, his second of the night.
And the value in that, sure, a base hit drives in the run right there. But at the same time, you continue the inning. You don't get into an unproductive out by expanding the zone. And now you give Hayden Yost, guy who drove in a run his last at-bat, who has been swinging such a hot bat, raising that average up over 200 to 234 now. You give him a chance to drive in the run.
He'll have to face the lefty in Dorn. First pitch, misses downstairs. Eckelman's had a tough time trying to toss over to second base. A couple stolen bases coming against him tonight, but in terms of blocking pitches, he's seen a lot in the dirt. Nothing's gotten by him. Runners on the corners. 1-0 fastball, misses away.
He's been tested back behind there tonight. His pitchers generally have somewhat been around the zone, but then there have been times where they've gotten pretty wide with their command, and he's been very consistent, not allowing anything past him.
Runner goes, not even a throw down from Eckelman. Fastball at the belt for Hayden Yost. It's 2-1. Another stolen base for Chris Ramirez. These last few games, he just keeps bringing in swipe bags. On the season, that's his 4th.
One of the easier ones he'll get.
2-1. Fastball over the heart. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Hayden Yost. He's got 2 runners in scoring position. Both will be off on the crack of the bat. Anything he can put into the outfield should score both. Dorn goes home. Shallow pop-up into the right field grass. Under it, the second baseman Osterhaus. He makes the catch. Wareham leaves 2 stranded in the 5th, but still up 3-0 entering the home half on Cape League TV.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Shameless Plug Electric, hitting home runs on every job. Wareham's top choice for electrical work. Call Shameless Plug Electric.
Interview?
We're back for the home half of the 5th on Cape League TV. Josh Butler on the mound. He's allowed just 1 base runner tonight. It was the leadoff man, Antonio Morales, his second AB. Started with a single. Other than that, Butler has been just about perfect. That's why the Gatemen are on top 3-0. Trying to hold that lead as we enter the second half of this contest. There's been a couple instances, Cory, over this last week that the Gatemen have gone 5 shutout innings to start the game, and Butler just trying to add his name to the resume.
Exactly right. And listen, strikeouts are great. Pitchers love to rack them up, but the flip side of that is you get into deeper counts when you strike more and more guys out. A lot of early outs and counts. To be at 38 pitches through 4 innings is just kind of astounding. The average is typically about 15 per inning, so through 4 he would be at 60 kind of in some cases. How efficient has he been? He's been just so fantastic.
Well, the 5th inning starts with Ryan Zuckerman, chopper back up the middle. Braden Randall at second base. Tosses over to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 5th. And that's really just been the telltale all for Josh Butler here tonight. Just 1 strikeout and a whole lot of help from his defense.
And just continues that efficiency trend. 1 pitch, 1 out. You said it. That ball kind of caroming off of the mound. Took that high up. I think it kind of benefited the Gatemen because it might have found its way up the middle once it got passed by Butler, but Randall made a nice play at second. For out number 1.
Bit of a tongue twister there, Cory.
A lot of B's right there.
First pitch to Lopez, fouled back. We've had a couple of those, just trying to, a couple tongue twisters, a lot of alliteration.
They're there, but they just don't want to come out cleanly.
We've got a pretty hard job. English is a tough language.
Yep.
0-1 pitch to Lopez, breaking ball at his knees. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. (0-2) spoiled away, up over that first baseline, out of play.
So the question becomes, with Butler's pitch count, he really hasn't
How far
gone,
do you let him
exactly,
go, right?
Because in terms of what he's thrown, he's in a good spot, but still it's just the only question of you want to really let him go that far past what he's normally done.
His 0-2 misses high. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cory. Tate McGuire's 5 2/3 yesterday was the longest from a starting pitcher for the Gatemen this summer.
I was looking through. I couldn't find anything longer, which makes it the longest outing of any pitcher for the Gatemen this summer.
Butler's 1-2. Hit high in the air to right field, drifting along that line. Colby Turner makes the catch, moving over to his left, 2 away. I mean, if his pitch count is this low, Cory, and he's throwing at a very efficient trend, getting a lot of help from his defense, inducing a lot of weak contact. It's not like a lot of these outs have been hard hit just right at guys. Kind of let him go, right?
I agree. And listen, he has 2 weeks of rest on top of that, so he's well rested. And I think at this point in the season, you want to save as many arms as possible to keep that bullpen fresh.
Here's Mason Eckelman, the catcher, takes a breaking ball out of the zone. It's 1-0. Eckelman's 0 for 4 this summer with Falmouth. 0-1 today. 2 balls, no strikes as the fastball misses high. To a pitch, back up the middle. Lined and caught by Ramirez. Nice play from the shortstop. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. And the Gatemen still on top 3-0 as we head into the 6th on Cape League TV. Cory Miller will take you the rest of the way.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Shameless Plug Electric, hitting home runs on every job. Wareham's top choice for electrical work. Call Shameless Plug Electric.
Getting set for the 6th inning here at Gov Fuller Field. Thanks to a scoreless 5 innings by Josh Butler, the Gatemen are up 3-0. And for more on someone who pitched near flawlessly last night, we'll send it over to our sideline reporter, Rayna Maggelet.
Thanks, Cory. So last night was the final time second-year Gatemen returner Tate McGuire would be seen in a Gatemen uniform. The 2 years he spent in Wareham, he made a huge impact for his team, including last night where he first walked on the mound with a 1.38 ERA and left with a sub-1 ERA. McGuire truly played a dominant role in this year's and last year's pitching staff. I got to talk with him one last time last night, and to watch that full interview, head over to the Wareham Gatemen YouTube channel.
Certainly try and make sure you can catch that interview. A guy in Tate McGuire who, as you mentioned, has been such an impactful player. When you look at the statistics, it's 0-1 on Aris Rivera to begin the top of the 6th. A swinging strike on a fastball up in the zone. Takes a bouncing curveball in the dirt for ball 1. But really, it seems like he means a lot more than just the dominating pitcher, what he does off the field. We talked about how involved he is with Josh Butler around the Spillane Field confines, interacting with the fans when he's not pitching. It'll be a 1-1 to Rivera on the way. Fastball smoked in the air, deep to center field. It sends New back at the wall. He has got just enough room leaning up against the fence to make the grab for out number 1. But it really felt like, as we pivot back to Tate McGuire, as Rivera nearly left the yard, you could kind of sense the emotion of him exiting the game for the final time this year. I mean, we were talking to Caden McDonald. He immediately said, hey, I gotta greet Tate as he was leaving the game.
Yeah, we were in the middle with an interview with Caden McDonald, and I don't blame him one bit for ending that interview a little bit prematurely just to talk to Tate McGuire. I mean, his last time in a Gatemen uniform, at least for this summer, appeared last summer as well, so somebody that certainly means a lot to this team, this coaching staff, and he pitched well. He wanted to get through 6 innings, but just couldn't get that last out. But man, what a career that he had last summer for Wareham, sub-3 ERA and sub-1 ERA this summer as well.
A 1-0 to Shane is pounded into the dirt on a couple hops. The second baseman, Osterhaus, whips it over to first. Retire the Gatemen third baseman, 2 up, 2 down to begin the top of the 6th.
And that's kind of going to be the thing for Wareham to think about moving forward, right? You lose Consiglio, you lose Tate McGuire. I mean, those are 2 of your best pitchers, starting pitchers, that is. And what was a 4-headed monster for, a potential playoff rotation of Butler, McDonald, Consiglio, McGuire, you just get cut in half. So the question is really just who's going to kind of pick it up at the back end of that when we get to early August.
Braden Randall takes a fastball up in the zone, ball 1. First time facing the lefty Dorn, top of the order for the Gatemen. Randall a double back in the 3rd. And that really is tough, as you mentioned, to stomach the news you're losing Consiglio and then McGuire just a couple days apart. The 1-0 to Randall. Bounced way in front of home plate, easy take, 2-0. And so the fact that you still have McDonald and now Butler, 2 really viable options. But as you said, anytime you're losing 2 prolific arms, no matter who you have still on your team, it's just tough losses for the Gatemen, especially with pitching being extra important for any postseason run. 2-0 to Braden Randall, no one on, 2 away. The Gatemen second baseman ahead in the count 3-0 as that fastball misses above the belt.
And that's the thing. I mean, a couple weeks ago, Cory, we were thinking to ourselves, well, this team's going to need to try and do everything just to squeak into the playoffs. And now it's, well, who's going to be that playoff rotation when they're potentially the number 1 seed in the division?
3-0 pitch right there in the zone, 3-1.
It's incredible how things can just change so quickly and how your kind of needs and wants also shift because of that.
After the called strike, it'll be a 3-1 pitch coming to Braden Randall. The lefty Dorn comes home. Swatted in the air, out of play. Foul ball down the first baseline. And it is interesting to think about because we've talked a lot about the offense. A team that leads the league in a number of categories, runs, hits, doubles, homers, RBIs. But over the past 7 days, the Gatemen have the league's best ERA at 1.80. So the pitching has joined the offense in terms of domination lately. 3-2 now. Breaking ball. Slithers inside. Randall works the full count walk with 2 away to give the Gatemen a base runner. So if you're Wareham, everything seems to be going right at the right time, but a large part of why that ERA's been so low is because some of the guys who are now headed back to college.
Yeah, but again, at least you keep Caden McDonald. At least Josh Butler is here to stay. And, it's tough to try and replace some of the arms that you're losing. A lot of that turnover on the roster has been from the starters and the bullpen.
Turner takes a pitch inside to begin his 3rd at-bat. Reached on a couple of errors. He's 0 for 3. Randall off of first. The 2-out walk. Gatemen lead by 3. Top of the 6th here on Cape League TV. Lefty Dorn throws over to first. Randall back standing. The other thing is the Gatemen have added a plethora of new arms. Past couple of days, we've seen a few of them like Eli Jones, Bryce Turner, but for the most part, we haven't seen all of them because their starters have gone so deep into games. But a good problem to have if you're Wareham. 1-0 pitch home. Randall takes off. Pitch a called strike. Throw down to second on a hop. Not in time. Randall in ahead of the tag. The 4th Gateman stolen base tonight.
Yeah, Wareham is just kind of having its way with Mason Eckelman on the base paths. Doesn't really matter what he does behind home, where the throw is, how hard he tosses it down. Something to note, obviously you have that 3-run cushion, but if this gets closer and you need a run to come across, don't be afraid to steal a base.
Big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Check that, the 5th stolen base by the Gatemen tonight. It's 1 and 2 on Colby
Even
Turner.
better.
Yeah. Turner, McHugh, Cruson, Ramirez, and now Randall, all stolen bases. Braden Randall's in scoring position. 2 away. It'll be a 1-2 pitch to Turner. Randall takes off for 3rd. Just getting a piece of that was Turner, fouled it off the mask of Eckelman.
Now Randall, Cruson, and Van Sheen all tied atop the team lead. 9 stolen bases each. Those are the 3 that when they get on, you really have to worry about them trying to swipe a bag.
The Gatemen came into this game 48 of 61, the 7th most stolen bases this summer. Mid-part, kind of top of the league a couple days ago, but only helping their case tonight. 5 for 5. Throw behind Randall at second. The late cover from Osterhaus, but Randall's back safely standing. Count at the plate is 1-2 on Colby Turner. Scored a run tonight, also driven in a run. Despite not having any hits, he's reached base twice. Runner in scoring position for him here. Dorn's pitch. In the dirt. Turner checks his swing and lays off. Count even at 2-2. Post the All-Star break, we've seen Colby Turner the second spot in the order, also the fifth spot in the order. When he got hot at Michigan this past spring, hit fifth a lot for the Wolverines. Hitting second here tonight. Randall takes off again as that one comes up and in, clips Turner in the arm. He heads down to first on the hit by pitch.
Yeah, right in that left elbow for Colby Turner. So Randall has to head back to second. Now the Gatemen have 2 on. I feel like Colby Turner's getting hit. Him or Colin Ritchie, just every time they're in the lineup. Kind of a magnet.
That's why he's got that elbow guard, obviously. There was a place to get hit, not a bad spot. Now a chance for Chris McHugh. Struck out in the first, double, scored a run in the third, drew a walk and stole a base in the fifth.
Yeah, that's the 7th time that Colby Turner has been hit by a pitch this summer. 3 more than anyone else for Wareham.
Was hit in the back against the Anglers a couple days ago after launching a homer. Catcher Eckelman just getting some of his equipment adjusted behind home plate as we wait for this Chris McHugh at bat against Dorn. Talked about Tate McGuire with this performance last night, lowered his season ERA to 0.96, trailing only TJ Schlogger for the lowest ERA amongst qualified pitchers on the team. Schlogger will get a start, his first start of the summer in a couple days. He's been masterful out of the bullpen. Is now after he gets his equipment situated, Eckelman will make his way out to the mound to talk things over with Dorn.
And at this point, this inning is kind of gone from solid and moving along to, well, this is going to be a little bit of a hiccup here. Randall the walk, Turner the hit by pitch, and now you have to go through the heart of the order again. Chris McHugh already has a double tonight. Caden McDonald's been so dangerous all season. You just need that one out, but you don't want McHugh to get on base in any way, shape, or form. Because more than likely against a lefty, if he doesn't walk, he's putting something in play that probably scores Randall and extends this Wareham advantage.
Randall on at second, Turner on at first. A walk and hit by pitch with 2 outs. After the mound visit, Dorn's pitch to McHugh, way outside in the other batter's box. Eckelman has to slide across to glove it. It's 1-0.
Eckelman really has been good behind home plate, not letting anything get away from him. No runners have advanced on pass balls or wild pitches, just on swipe bags.
Gatemen already up by 3, haven't scored since the third. 2 on base for McHugh here. The righty first baseman will have to wait as one is fired behind Randall at second. He's back with the dive. Randall has taken off trying to steal third twice. Once came back on a foul ball. The other was the Turner hit by pitch. Got to second via stolen base. Throw behind him here. Might have him picked off, but he dashes to third ahead of everything. Dorn made the throw to second. Randall just took off for third and was there in plenty of time, so he's now 90 feet away.
Yeah, Randall took off for third, and at that time, I mean, he left a little bit early from Dorn. He just didn't time it up well, and Falmouth called out runner, and Dorn turned around. He looked towards second to begin with and didn't even process that Randall wasn't there.
Runners on the corners, pitch to McHugh, gets underneath of it. Weak pop-up, sprinting in and making the catch is Zuckerman from third to bring an end to the top of the 6th. Well, the Gatemen get 2 runners on with 2 away, but can't bring them home. The pop out by McHugh ends the top of the 6th. The Gatemen still in control of this one thus far. 3-0 the lead on Cape League TV.
Getting a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
Just a day ago, Tate McGuire had the longest outing by a Wareham starting pitcher this summer. Now here tonight, his teammate and buddy Josh Butler, 3 outs away from surpassing that, back out there for the bottom of the 6th.
He's been so efficient so far tonight. Just the one base runner to lead off the 4th, and he was left stranded. When you look at it overall, Butler threw 5 innings at 47 pitches. That is unheard of, especially in both today's day and age, but also just in Cape Cod. Torin O'Haron started the day for Falmouth. He went just 2 1/3. He was at 60 pitches. Butler just, he's getting a lot of help from his defense, but he's been locating in some pretty good spots to induce that weak contact.
Salinas, the 8th hitter in the order, takes one high and outside to begin the last of the 6th. Typically in the 6th inning, you'd think even a guy hitting 8th would have at least 2 at-bats. This is Salinas' 2nd at-bat right now. Popped to short, his first time up. The 1-0 to him, wild swing and a miss at a breaking ball outside, 1-1. That's going to happen when you have a guy in Butler. He's allowed just 1 hit. That was the only base runner he's allowed. A weak dribbler down the first baseline, an infield single off the bat of Antonio Morales. Raises the glove into the windup and comes home on the 1-1. Breaking ball, just getting a piece of that off the end of the bat was Salinas. 1-2. McGuire went 5 2/3 innings last night. So Butler would have to get all 3 outs in order to surpass it. Righty out of Arizona State. 1-2 pitch from him. Outside on the breaking ball. Laying off is Salinas. 2-2. Butler just hitting that 50 pitch mark in the 6th inning. Righties 2-2 on the way. Fastball at the knees, called strike 3. Butler sends Salinas packing. Good start to the last of the 6th.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. Butler hasn't been in a whole lot of, 3-ball counts, and he avoided another one there. Just a perfect pitch on the corner. Got the K. That's exactly what you want to start off the inning if you're Butler. Now you just keep moving along. We talked about it, kind of that average, that point that you want to be at for a pitcher every inning, about 15. Well, he's still on pace to be under 10.
First pitch of the Osterhaus at bat goes with the breaking ball. Just missed that outside corner. Osterhaus a fly out to center. His last time up, his only time up, that was in the 3rd. No one on base, 1 away, and a 1-0 pitch in the bottom of the 6th to Osterhaus. Out in front of that breaking ball, 1-1. A guy in Butler who came into this game with a 1.47 ERA is 1-1. Half-hearted swing by Osterhaus at the plate, appealed to Kane down the 3rd base line. He went around on a breaking ball. It's 1-2.
And that ERA is down to 1.14. Butler's been so effective, just overall incredible for this Gatemen team.
You said it too, the control. No walks tonight either. Is 1-2 pitch home. Fastball, called strike 3 at the belt. Back-to-back punch-outs on the fastball, 2 straight down looking, 2 away in the bottom of the 6th.
Back to the top of the order, very
Such a great pitch. And that was the thing that he got Salinas with. It was a fastball right at the knees. That time Osterhaus takes one at the belt. And he had pitched a couple close up there that home plate umpire Jeffrey Merzel kind of could have called either way, but got a favorable call right there, 2 away. He's just working through so quickly.
Sure is. And now the guy in Antonio Morales, who is the only Commodores player to reach base, waits on the 0-0 pitch, flies it down the left field line. It makes the seats. An infield dribbler just stayed fair down the first base line. Butler fielded it, tried to tag Morales, evaded it. Gatemen thought he was out of the baseline on that infield grass to the right of the line. 0-1 pitch to him. Takes a breaking ball in the outside corner, 0-2. Butler had just 1 strikeout entering this inning. Set down Salinas and Osterhaus on strikes, trying to do it here to Morales. 0-2 with 2 away from the righty. Skips in there, 1-2. This would really be the 4th straight brilliant, not just solid, outing by a Gateman starting pitcher. A 1-2 now. Breaking ball smashed on a line right at Braden Randall. Josh Butler, brilliant through 6 innings of work. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom half of the inning, including 2 strikeouts. Through 6 innings of play, the righty has sparked the Gatemen to a 3-0 lead as we move ahead to the 7th on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Late stages of this one here on Cape League TV. 3-0, the Gatemen lead it over the Commodores. Wareham plated all 3 back in the 3rd inning. And Josh Butler has been brilliant on the mound. Just 1 hit allowed. Man, has he been good, and Wareham's had this game in their clutches through 6 innings.
Yeah, 6 innings, 60 pitches for Josh Butler. What more can you really ask at that point? His defense has been great behind him. He's just allowed 1 hit. That's why the Gatemen are off to this 3-0 lead and just trying to hold that at this point, just playing for outs, and you have a little bit of run support, but, you know, it'll never hurt to try and get another one in.
Jake Dorn out of the bullpen's been sharp, 2 innings. No, it's allowed 3 strikeouts, or 3 walks, 1 strikeout that is, but no runs. Facing Caden McDonald, lefty comes home. Big swing and a miss from McDonald, behind in the count, 0-1. And Dorn's first appearance of the summer. He's been sharp, helped limit the damage that the pitching staff of Falmouth has surrendered. Kicks and deals on the 0-1. Breaking ball. McDonald out in front of it and fists it foul down the 3rd base line. The 4th at bat for McDonald. He's 0 for 2. Mix that in with a walk. No one on, no one out. And now an 0-2 from the lefty Dorn. Fastball up in the zone, stays high on the inner part of the plate, 1-2. This is the 4th meeting this summer between these 2 West Division rivals. Gatemen have taken 2 out of the first 3. Looking for their first win here at Gov Fuller Field. The 1-2 from Dorn. Just beneath the knees, count even at 2-2. And we talked about how rough it was for the Gatemen last time they played here, 11-4, but they did bounce back, albeit not most recently here, but against Falmouth on the 13th, 12-3 Gatemen win. Trying to return the favor, though, on the road. 2-2 to McDonald. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Lots of movement on that one. Finished below the knees. McDonald set down on strikes.
And that's the thing, though, right, Cory? I mean, you can think about it two ways. The last time these two teams played or the last time these two teams played here. And when that happened on July 5th, Gatemen had 7 errors. They lost 11-4. And they bounced back at home. And that's all well and good, but to try and, go into someone else's field, at this point, Falmouth kind of reeling, but at that point, the Commodores were towards the top of the West Division.
Chase Cruson shows bunt, pulls back as that one hits home plate on a hop. Cruson did not go around, 1-0. And the Gatemen have posted a clean sheet defensively tonight, while on the other side, the Commodores have committed 3 errors. For a team in Falmouth reeling right now.
All in the first 3 innings.
2-7 stretch for them since the most recent Gatemen win on the 13th. Pitch home. Cruson turns on a ball, sends it high in the air, deep down the right field line. Slicing foul, though.
It's really been a complete 180 in terms of the top of the West versus where it was earlier this month, really just 2 weeks ago. It was Hyannis and Falmouth 1-2, mainly from the start of the season, and then Bourne in third, Wareham, Kettleers at the bottom. Now it's completely changed. Wareham, Bourne, Kettleers, Hyannis, Falmouth.
1-1 to Cruson. He takes off the outside corner, 2-1. In tonight's matchup, the second in a 3-game weekend stint against divisional opponents. Began with a loss to Kettleers last night, and then the Gatemen back at home against Hyannis tomorrow for a 6 p.m. matchup against the Harbor Hawks. 2-1 to Chase Cruson. Hit hard on the ground, lands just foul down the first base line.
Which is funny because when we were looking at this schedule, Cory, back a couple weeks ago, and we were thinking, oh man, that's going to be kind of a tough stretch for the Gatemen to try and end the season on, right? This weekend, Falmouth and then Hyannis, and then next weekend to end the year is at home against Falmouth and then at Hyannis. And we were thinking about this in the early portion of July when the Gatemen lost 5 straight. Wow, to end the season, you have back-to-back weekends against 1 and 2. Well, that's changed completely on its head.
2-2 to Cruson, breaking ball, hammered into center field. It lands in front of the center fielder, New. Plays it on a couple hops. Chase Cruson has his second hit of the night.
But it's really incredible just how fast that all changes from what we were thinking about this schedule and who the Gatemen were going to have to face. And obviously anybody can win on any given night, especially in Cape Cod. Nobody's really pulled away from first place for either division. But still, getting to have that advantage knowing you're in first place and just trying to keep stacking some of these wins together, it's got to be a good feeling.
Ramirez steps to the plate off of 2 consecutive walks and back-to-back at-bats. Takes a fastball right there with a runner on at first, 0-1. And the thing is, in terms of who the Gatemen might like to beat to create some more separation, Kettleers and Bourne are the teams that are both the hotter teams and closer to the Gatemen in terms of points. Throw over to first, back standing is Cruson. But still, even playing Falmouth and Hyannis, still big games in the division, and if they can win this one tonight and beat Hyannis tomorrow, you only continue to help your case to not only clinch a playoff spot, but maybe the top spot in that West Division. Pitch home, Cruson takes off, and fouling that one off is Chris Ramirez out of play behind home plate.
And Gatemen have that 4-point lead over both Bourne and Kettleers. Those two teams are playing each other right now. It's tied 2 apiece in the 6th. The other important score for the West Division, Chatham on top of Hyannis 5-2 after 6. So you beat Falmouth. Hopefully this score holds, and then you beat Hyannis. Those are the bottom 2 teams that are both losing.
0-2 wrapped on the ground to second. Flipped to the bag for 1. Back to first. They got him. 4-6-3. Cruson out at second. Ramirez out at first. Nice double play turned by the Commodores defense as Dorn gets out of the inning unscathed. Nothing for the Gatemen, so holding on to that 3-run lead as we move ahead to the bottom of the 7th here in Falmouth.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the second year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Ava Mastroianni. That was truly beautiful, Ava.
After some stretch time heading into the bottom of the 7th, the Gatemen back out on the field. New pitcher on the mound. Josh Butler's night is done. Brilliant pitching from the Gatemen starter. 6 shutout innings, just 1 hit, 1 base runner. Gives way to Lazar Calera back in the bullpen after what was a disastrous first start of the summer.
Yeah, well, first on the Butler topic, you kind of have to think that it goes back to the old rule of you don't want to have your starting pitcher go through the lineup for a third time, because that's when your batting average, on base percentage, name a statistic, and it shoots up dramatically. So taking him out, giving Falmouth a new look, bringing in Calera should be beneficial. The question for Calera is kind of where is his confidence level at from his last start? It came against Bourne. He gave up 6 runs in just a third of an inning. It was his first start of the season, and it did not go well, point blank period. So hoping that, he had a lot more success out of the bullpen for a majority of this season. That's where all of his other appearances have been. And just hoping that he can kind of carry that over instead of any remnants of what happened his last time on the mound.
It was his first start. It was against Bourne, the game before the All-Star weekend. First start of the summer, lasted a third of an inning, gave up 6 earned runs. Control was an issue for him all around. It was just not a good start. His ERA now sits at 9.64. That doesn't really tell the whole story because at times he's been really effective out of the bullpen. The ERA entering that start was right at 4.
Well, for a majority of this season, when he's come out of the bullpen, he's been really successful in some lower leverage spots. A couple of the instances that, I really think about have been when he pitched against Harwich and gave up the lead, and it was a tough time for him in the late stages of that game, and, the Gatemen kind of left him in there for 1 inning too long. But overall, heading into that Bourne contest, he had put together 3 innings of scoreless baseball over 2 appearances. He was doing great. It was just a matter of he just needed to kind of string it together. He'd only given up 2 earned runs across, at that point, it was 7 innings. He was pitching well.
And he faces 2-3-4 here in the 7th, starting with Carl Schmidt, who's 0 for 2. No surprise, just 1 hit, an infield single against Butler. Gives way to Calera. Pitching from the stretch, righty's first pitch of the night is smoked right back up the middle on a couple hops. It lands in front of Hayden Yost. 1 pitch, and all of a sudden, the Commodores have their 2nd hit of the night.
And there's a lot of smiles on the faces of everybody from the Falmouth dugout, just kind of rejoicing that they don't have to face Josh Butler, at least for any more tonight. And now just even that can be enough to try and spark an offense to try and get back in this game. But if you're Calera, you just want to try and get this quick inning. But you're going to have to do it against the heart of this order, which is not a good sign.
Especially with Mike Anu. 0 for 2 tonight, though. Takes a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike. You said it. That 3rd time through the order, not particularly in favor of the pitchers. Butler, in terms of the pitch count, probably could have done it. Finished his night at 60
Absolutely.
pitches through 6 innings. But again,
at that point, he could have gone probably another 2 innings.
Yeah, the numbers game in their favor. 0-1. New flies it on a line into right center field. Turner maneuvering over into the alley. He makes a nice catch to track it down. Hard hit. Turner makes a nice play. Back to first, scurries Carl Schmidt.
That had trouble written all over it because New has a lot of speed, and if Turner can't get there and that falls in the gap, I mean, we're talking about extra bases at a minimum. But a good catch from Turner, keeps that runner at first and gets that first out for Calera. And that has to feel good.
Now it's Kent Schmidt, the first baseman, 0 for 2 tonight. Runner on at first, now one away for the reliever Calera. The righty out of Miami deals 0-0 pitch. Fastball sails outside. So Butler does indeed 6 innings, the longest start by a Gateman pitcher this summer. And the bullpen, all you need is 9 outs. Can't ask for much more from a starter. The 1-0 home. And on the hands, weak flare heading over the Gateman third base dugout, and it makes the seats out of play. But Calera back to a relieving role. 6'5", 230-pound right-hander out of Miami. He's got 2 holds this summer. He has pitched in some high leverage spots. He has 1 out here, 1-1 home. A breaking ball that can't catch the outside corner. 2-1 on Kent Schmidt. Initially, it was that second inning for Calera out of the bullpen that after he had a really strong first inning, once he went back out there, that's where he ran into some trouble. Was able to sort of adjust before that last start. Hit hard into right center field. On the run is Yost. It's going to hang up for him. Another hard hit ball into the outfield. This one into the glove of Hayden Yost, and there's 2 away.
It's a good thing that Hayden Yost and Colby Turner are in center and right field respectively, because they can track anything down in the outfield, and Calera needs that. He's getting the outs, but he's getting a lot of help from his defense.
The big righty third baseman Zuckerman, 342 hitter, 2 homers, 7 RBIs coming in tonight. He's 0 for 2. Now 2 away, runner on at first. The single by Schmidt, 2 flyouts since, and a breaking ball that misses the inside corner for ball 1. See if the Gatemen, having a lot of bullpen arms rested the way their starters have thrown, if it's just an inning for each. The 1-0 home, another breaking ball. This time it bends in there at the knees, catches the inside corner, 1-1. Calera does have the ability to go multiple innings, but again, with rested arms, he's been typically sharp, just 1 inning of work. See what the plan is. 1-1 pitch with 2 away. Skips in there, smothered by Rivera. Runner takes off for second, throw down, hops into center field. Carl Schmidt will stay at second. Rivera did a nice job to block it, keep it in front of him, and then just kind of a wild bounce over Braden Randall. So a stolen base, but nothing more. Calera will get a new ball on the mound. Runner into scoring position. Just the second time the Commodores have had a runner in scoring position tonight. Advancing on the wild pitch. It's 2 balls, or rather 1 ball, 1 strike. The 2 balls, 1 strike to Ryan Zuckerman. There's 2 away. Carl Schmidt on at second. 3-0 Gatemen, bottom of the 7th. 2-1 from Calera. A fastball just off that outside corner, 3-1.
Just missed. That's a pitch that Calera is going to want to have. It's a good spot, just didn't get the call.
Just 2 hits tonight for the Commodores. It's a hitter's count for Zuckerman with the runner in scoring position. Calera looks in, comes home on the 3-1. Fastball misses high. A 5-pitch walk to Ryan Zuckerman. That'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Adrian Lopez.
And this is where your heart can beat a little bit faster at this point, because now that tying run has come up to bat. It's the first time Falmouth has had more than 1 man on at all tonight.
Lopez out of Southern Cal came in hitting .212. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a flyout tonight. Schmidt laid off the inning with the single. Then 2 flyouts, got to second on a wild pitch, and then Zuckerman walked on 5 pitches. First pitch in this at-bat, behind on a breaking ball, swing and miss from Adrian Lopez. Calera gets ahead 0-1.
And that's a good start to this at-bat for Calera. Just, you got to throw strikes and you got to trust your defense. They've made a couple nice plays already, but Can't be in your own head. You just got to go out and throw.
First and second, 2 away. Calera, the 1-0. Another breaking ball once again. Lopez mistiming it behind on it, 0-2.
Nice pitch, and now you have a little bit of wiggle room here. You can try and get him to chase, try and paint something on a corner, or go with a breaking ball downstairs and try and induce a weak ground out.
After 6 shutout innings from Butler, can Calera post a 0 in the 7th? The righty, 0-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, popped in the air. First base side, it'll make the seats out of play. That was pitch number 16 for Calera. He's an out away from posting yet another Gatemen 0. Just the second arm Wareham has used tonight. Josh Butler allowed just 1 hit, 1 base runner through 6 shutout innings. His team's up by 3. Right now it's Lazaro Calera. Another 0-2 pitch with 2 away. The righty kicks and fires. A fastball that zips outside, 1-2. Commodores have not had a lot to cheer about offensively tonight. Just 3 total base runners, 2 of them coming this inning. Most action they've had offensively tonight. Calera trying to strand them. It'll be a 1-2 now on the way. Swing and a miss. Went fishing for a breaking ball in the dirt. Rivera applies the tag. Lopez down swinging and Calera out of the jam. The Commodores get 2 runners on but can't bring them in. A scoreless inning from Lazaro Calera. Moving ahead to the bottom of the inning. 3-0 Gatemen over the Commodores.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
The Gatemen 6 outs away from win number 18 this summer. 3-0 over Falmouth. Top of the 8th, 7-8-9 due up. Yost Rivera Sheehan still facing Dorn on the mound. The lefty has thrown 3 shutout innings since he appeared out of the bullpen.
He's been everything that Falmouth could have wanted and more in relief. Torrin O'Haron started the game. Reese Markham was the first out of the bullpen. And even he pitched well, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball with 1 hit allowed and a strikeout. It was O'Haron that allowed the 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. The bullpen for Falmouth has prevented any more damage from reaching the scoreboard. Gatemen are playing well. This is one of those kind of complete games that we've talked about so often this week, Cory. You score, you hit, you pitch, and you field.
Lefty on lefty matchup. Dorn against Yost. The lefty kicks and deals. 0-1's a breaking ball. Misses the outside corner. And it's not a ton of offense, but it's what you needed.
It's enough.
You got the lead plus 2 insurance runs, and it's held up. Playing complete baseball. It's been a theme for the Gatemen, especially post-All-Star break. It's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Hayden Yost. Fastball behind on that. 1-1. And obviously it was just sort of a classic pitcher's duel yesterday. Ryan Smythe highlighted that. Just says they had a couple plays that didn't go their way, which is going to be the difference in a low-scoring tie contest late in the game. 1-1 to Hayden Yost. Shows bunt. Gets it down on a hop. It lands foul down the third baseline. It was just something we were not used to seeing because with this Gatemen offense, it feels like they're going to score at least 5, if not double-digit runs every night.
That was something that first base coach Rocco DiPietro talked about a little bit was we're going to start scoring 5, 6, 7 runs a night. And for the most part, they have. But the last 2 days, they only at 4 runs as of now. still might be good enough to get the win here.
1-2 to Yost is a breaking ball that sails way high, 2-2. And even the best offenses across the league are going to have points where they are not going to score the typical average per game. Gateman still first in a number of offensive statistics. 2-2 to Hayden Yost. Hit hard on the ground, a couple of hops right at the first baseman. Schmidt, who fields cleanly, wins the race to the bag. Yost retired via the ground ball to begin the 8th. And the good news for the game, and we talked about a little bit earlier, is that post All-Star break, and now especially the last couple games, sure, you're losing Consiglio and McGuire after their 2 great starts. Rivera into the box now. But the pitching, which has not been as big of a strength as the offense, has really joined the offense in being a strength. First pitch of the Rivera at bat, sails high above the shoulders, 1-1.
Yeah, well, offensively, Gatemen are still first in runs, hits, doubles, triples, home runs, RBIs, slugging percentage, and OPS. And then pitching-wise, you mentioned it, team has now the 3rd lowest ERA across Cape Cod, which is just unheard of based on where they were 2 weeks ago at 9th or 10th.
The 1-0's below the knees. Rivera facing the shifted infield. Osterhaus just playing a little bit to the right of the second base bag. And Schmidt at first way off the line. And over the past week, the Gatemen have the lowest ERA.
1.5 in 42 innings. Just 7 earned runs allowed.
Hitters count. 2-0 pitch to Rivera now. Gets underneath of it, lifts a mile-high pop-up right side. Onto the outfield grass. All the way in comes Morales, and he makes the catch just in front of the infield dirt for out number 2.
But the pitching has been just so good. Last 7 days, lowest ERA at 1.5. Last 15 days, second lowest ERA at 2.9. And then you go back a month, still in third at 3.96. So started a lot worse this summer. But now, one of the best hitting team as it stands now, and one of the best pitching teams.
Van Shane over 3 tonight, takes a fastball in the inside corner, 0-1. And yes, 10 2/3 of those shutout innings has come from guys who will not be on the team the rest of the way, but still, you can't overlook.
But they helped you get to this point.
And you can't overlook the contributions by the guys who still are on the team, like McDonald, like Butler, and the rest of the bullpen. 0-1 to Van Shane, a breaking ball and a good one, catches the knees on the inside corner, 0-2. But what a luxury to have. Sure, you have to make sure you finish the job the rest of the regular season. 6 games after tonight. To have both the offense and the pitching not just going well, but atop of the league at the right time. Gatemen in a good spot right now, just trying to come away with the win over the Commodores. No one on, 2 away. The lefty stares in. Dorn's 0-2 pitch to Shane, way high. Eckelman had to glove it all the way up above Shane's shoulders, and it's 1-2. And you got to think if the Gatemen can come away this weekend with 2 wins, tonight over Falmouth, tomorrow over Hyannis, they're in a pretty good spot down the stretch. 1-2 to Van Shane. That one is on the inside corner. Fastball called strike 3. Shane down looking to end the top of the 8th. Nothing doing for the Gatemen against Dorn. 3 up, 3 down. The lefty continues to throw well, but the Gatemen 6 outs away from a win over Falmouth. Stay tuned to Cape League TV.
To dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else. Dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention, rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Shameless Plug Electric, hitting home runs on every job. Wareham's top choice for electrical work. Call Shameless Plug Electric.
The Gatemen 6 outs away from a win, and it's TJ Schlager, the lefty, replaces Lazaro Calera. In terms of bullpen arms, there have been few better for the Gatemen than Schlager. A .84, 0.84 ERA. 6 games, 10 2/3 innings, a late inning arm for Wareham, and a big spot for them late in the game.
Yeah, and he's really been treated as the closer for Wareham. Obviously, his numbers back that up, but then when you think about, okay, well, he's coming in some of the big clutch spots, trying to get a lot of these outs. He's also somebody that has only gone 1 inning in 1 appearance so far this summer. Everything else, though, has been over an inning, 1 1/3, 1 2/3, couple over 2 innings as well. So somebody that the Gatemen can bring in and try and just shut this game down and get these final 6 outs all by his lonesome.
Among qualified pitchers, Schlager has the lowest ERA at 0.84. He's allowed just 1 earned run in his 10 2/3 innings out of the bullpen this summer, and an option, as you said, to maybe go both the 8th and the 9th. TJ will be making his first start of the summer on the 29th, but still some separation between then and now, and especially with the off day on Monday before that Tuesday matchup against Chatham. An opportunity now with the Gatemen 6 outs away from a win. Bear Harrison, the pinch hitter for the Gatemen, replacing Mason Eckelman. The lefty out of Louisville facing the righty hitting catcher out of Texas A&M. First pitch is fouled straight back, 0-1. Harrison, a .278 hitter, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. 7, 8, 9 in this Falmouth order. Beginning with the pinch hitter, Harrison. Schlager ahead, 0-1. The lefty comes home, pitch to Harrison. Sails outside, 1-1.
Just try and make these last 2 innings as unproblematic as possible. That's all you have to do.
It's been a theme for Schlager, effective pitching. Gets the call here, the 1-1. Harrison lays off, checked his swing, appealed to Jake Brickta down the first base line, confirms that Harrison held his swing. It'll be a 2-1 pitch upcoming. A mound visit first between Rivera and Schlager.
Yeah, just to talk about some things, Lazaro Calera got in a little bit of trouble in the 7th, and he pitched around it, got a nice strikeout to end the inning. But you don't want to make that a trend, especially this late in the game, because a 3-run lead, all it takes is 2 guys to get on for the tying run to come up to bat. This is a Falmouth team that's 2nd across Cape Cod in total home runs by a team. The only team ahead is Wareham.
Bear Harrison, the pinch hitter. He's got a hitter's count, 2-1. Just 2 hits for the Commodores tonight. 2-1 pitch. Swinging and popping it foul. Out of play behind home plate. Just 3 base runners tonight for the Commodores offense. 2 of them came against Calera last inning in the 7th. Just 1 against Josh Butler, the starter. Gatemen looking for win number 3 this summer against the Commodores and win the season series. 2-2. Fastball zips in high. Count goes full on the pitch hitting Harrison. Tristan Salinas on deck. He's not pinch hit for at the moment. It'll be a full count pitch from Schlager to Harrison. Fastball. It's on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Schlager wins the battle, gets a big first out to begin the last of the 8th.
Tell you what, Jeffrey Merzel's really leaving us on our toes here because he doesn't have a very quick strike 3 call. So we're waiting a little bit for him to make that motion, and especially in a full count like that. Didn't know if that was going to be Harrison trotting down to first base or if he was going back to the dugout.
Lots of anticipation with that call. Caden Brumba out of Nebraska, 250 hitter this summer, 2nd straight pinch hitter used by Jared Saltalamacchia for the Commodores. First pitch from Schlager, skips in there low for ball 1. Brumba out of Nebraska, 5'11" infielder. He's appeared in 4 games for the Commodores this summer. 2 hits and 8 at-bats, a 250 hitter with 2 walks. Replaces Salinas,
who was the left fielder. After Harrison went down looking, Brumba ahead in the count 1-0, no one on, one away. Schlager's pitch, a fastball that misses the outside corner, and it's 2-0. Much different scenario for the Gatemen as opposed to the last time they were at Gov Fuller Field, trailing by a lot. Things started to unravel, especially defensively late, but here they are up 3-0, 5 outs away from a win. 2-0 from Schlager on the way. Fastball just misses below the knees. 3 pitches, 3 balls to begin the Caden Brumba at bat. Justin Osterhaus, the second baseman, waits on deck. Schlager got the strikeout of Harrison. His 3-0 pitch to Brumba. Fastball right down the chute for a called strike. Oh, 2-3 the line score for the Commodores. 3-5-0 for the Gatemen. 3-0 to 3-1. Pitch from Schlager. Cracked in the air. Pop fly out of play down the first base line into the stands. 3-2.
Now you've got it full. You've worked your way back if you're Schlager. Nobody on. Just try and paint something here. Get this out.
Schlager has worked his way back into the count. 3-2 pitch on the way. Another pop fly, identical spot from Brumba. Stays alive. These two teams have only scored runs in the third inning. It was only the Gatemen, 3 runs, nothing since. Pitching has been fantastic the past 2 games for Wareham. Another pitch with 2 strikes and another foul ball over the netting behind home plate from Brumba. Continues to battle with 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Just keep spoiling a lot of these great pitches from Schlager away. It's pitch number 7 of the at-bat.
Schlager has been so dominant out of the back end of the bullpen for the Gatemen this summer. Louisville Cardinal on the mound here. Bottom of the 8th, no one on, one away. Another payoff pitch, another foul ball. Down the first base line, into the seats. It remains 3-2. As we talked about, Schlager has that ability to go multiple innings. You do have other arms like Tony Pluta you could potentially use, Bryce Turner. See what Eric Luxus and Ryan Smythe want to use. Right now it's Schlager coming home on 3-2. Lace to second over the leaping Randall into center field. What a job by Brumba to win the battle. He's got a pinch hit, base hit, and the Commodores have a base runner with 1 away.
At that point, just tip your cap to Brumba because he did an excellent job of just fighting off pitch after pitch. After it got to 3-2, 3 straight foul balls, he stayed alive. He put one in play. And a good hit into center field. Nothing more you can do there if you're Schlager.
The very least, Schlager does get the platoon advantage now at the lefty hitting second baseman Justin Osterhaus, who's 0 for 2, a flyout and a strikeout. Came in at 260. Caden Brumba, pinch hit, base hit on at first. Into his lead from the stretch. Schlager comes home. That one skips in there. Great block by Rivera. Keeps it in front of him. No advance from Brumba. Schlager just missing there with a breaking ball. Top of the order, and Antonio Morales waits on deck. That base hit, just hit number 3 for the Commodores tonight. 2 of them have come in the last 2 innings. Schlager's pitch showing bunt. Pulling back was Osterhaus as a breaking ball missed above the zone, and it's 2-0. Schlager began that Brumba at bat 3-0 before fighting back. He only struck him out, but some foul balls by the pinch hitter. Got that base hit back up the middle. Right now it's a hitter's count for Osterhaus. 9th spot in the order, 2-0. Schlager checks the runner, comes home. 2-0, fastball catches the outside corner, 2-1. Schlager, the 3rd arm used by the Gatemen, 2nd out of the pen tonight. After the called strike, 2-1 from the lefty. Breaking ball, popped foul behind home plate, out of play, 2-2.
And again, he's worked his way back in the count. Got from 3-0 to 3-2, 2-0 to 2-2 here. big chance to get this second out. This is the part of the lineup that you want to take advantage of before it gets turned over to some of Falmouth's best hitters at the top half.
Schlager trying to win this battle. 2-2 home, breaking ball on the inside corner, backs up and misses, so the count goes full on Osterhaus. On deck, Antonio Morales, the leadoff man. Brumba, the pinch hit, base hit with one away, and now it's Osterhaus. Payoff pitch from Schlager. Fastball, skied in the air. Playable along the infield left side. Sheehan towards the line. Barely has to move. He's there, makes the catch for out number 2.
That's a really big out.
To the top of the order for your Falmouth Commodores, the right fielder from Maryland.
Because now you have the top of the order coming up, and Morales can't beat you by himself.
And Morales, another lefty. At the top of the order, he's 1 for 3. The hit was a dribbler down the first baseline infield single. Brumba's still on at first with the base hit, now with 2 away. Schlager gets the sign, looks to first. He'll throw over, and back standing is Brumba. Looking at some scores across the league, Chatham still up over Hyannis 5-3. Harborhawks have a couple runners on, though, in the bottom half, home half of the 8th. Pitch home, Morales pops it up into shallow center. A few steps onto the grass for Chris Ramirez, the shortstop. He's underneath of it and makes the catch for out number 3. The Commodores get a one-out base runner, but nothing more. TJ Schlager continues his trend of dominance out of the Gatemen bullpen. Wareham is 3 outs away from a win. We move ahead to the top of the 9th, upcoming on Cape League TV.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
The Gatemen 3 outs away from a road win against Falmouth, a chance to add on some more insurance runs. Jake Dorn was great out of the Falmouth pen, now taking over Jacob Scholes, the lefty out of Vanderbilt.
And at this point, he's got one job, to try and keep this a 3-run game. Falmouth is seeing a whole lot more traffic on the base paths now that Josh Butler has been out of the game. So definitely an opportunity to try and, if you can hold this lead, if you're Schultz, and get it back to the home half of the 9th, still just a 3-run game for 2, 3, 4 in your order. It's got to feel pretty good, but a chance for the Gatemen to just really kind of blow this game not only open, but just to give themselves more breathing room in the late stages.
Brumba, the pitch hitter for Salinas, remains in the game in left field. And it looks like Edward Yaman, the 4th, replaces Harrison, who pinch hit for Eckelman. So now 3 catchers used at one point by the Commodores behind the plate. And it's Edward Yaman. The catcher, Braden Randall, leads off the top of the 9th, takes a fastball from the lefty Scholes for a called strike. Randall, Turner, McHugh, a lefty, and then 2 righties for the lefty Scholes to face out of the bullpen. Breaking ball stays high. Scholes replaces Dorn, who threw 4 shutout innings.
He pitched great out of the Falmouth bullpen.
Kept the Gatemen lineup at bay.
Scholes at 2.19, again out of Vanderbilt. 10 games this summer, 2 holds, so he's appeared in a lot of close games. 1-1 to Randall. Big winding curveball that stays outside. 12 1/3 total innings. He has a save, couple of holds. All appearing out of the bullpen. 8 walks, 16 strikeouts for the lefty. He's been really solid. This team trailing by 3, top of the ninth, 2-1 to Braden Randall. Smokes it right back up the middle. On the run is New. It's going to land in front of him. A base hit for Braden Randall. Second hit of the night, third time on base.
If New had maybe an extra half second, he probably would have tried to dive for that ball, but he saw that it was dropping a lot sooner than he anticipated, so he had to let that drop in front of him. Tough break for the center fielder, but a nice leadoff hit for Braden Randall.
And now 3 consecutive righties to face the lefty Scholes. Didn't really matter against Dorn whether it was a righty-lefty matchup. Allowed just 1 hit, 3 walks, but 3 strikeouts, no runs. That was Dorn's first appearance this summer for Falmouth, too. With Randall leading off of first, Colby Turner at the plate. First pitch he sees from the lefty. Bat goes flying, skies it way in the air. Playable behind home plate. And not able to come up with that was Yaman. Had a chance, got the mask off, but just missed the ball. So Turner gets another opportunity as he's got to retrieve his bat.
Yeah, he just overran that behind home plate. He had a great chance. He had some room and just no real wind here. Just misread that ball.
And Yaman appearing as a defensive replacement for Bear Harrison, who pinch hit for Eckelman. And Turner now, new lease on life after could have been retired on the pop out. And the bat went flying. Second time we've seen Gatemen bat go flying. Rivera had a similar play earlier in this one. 0-1 is the count after the foul ball. With Randall still on at first, they throw over. And the Gatemen second baseman's back standing.
That's one of those things. It's tough to come off the bench in the late stages of a game and be a catcher. So physically demanding. But obviously you have to be ready to go from the jump.
Look to first, pitch home from Scholes. Turner taking a fastball. This one misses low and outside, 1-1. Leadoff base hit by Braden Randall. It's Colby Turner, 1 on, no one out. Top of the ninth, Gatemen already up by 3. Scholes 1-1 pitch. High chopper foul down the third base line. Turner has reached base safely 3 times tonight. 2 errors and a hit by pitch. No hits, though. Average down to 250. He has driven in a run, scored one as well. Gatemen trying to add on some more in the top of the ninth. The 1-2. Misses low. Count even to 2-2 on the fastball. Chris McHugh waits on deck, heart of the Gatemen order after the Randall base hit. Lefty Scholes out of Vanderbilt. 2-2 pitch. Fastball up in the zone. Turner swings, fouls it straight back. Talked about how Turner a lot this past spring. Hit 5th for the Michigan Wolverines when his bat got going. But in the second spot in the lineup has been productive. Even if he's gotten on base via the errors. Again, 3 times on base tonight towards the top of the order. Another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Did he go? Yes, he did. Says Jeff Merzel behind home plate. Breaking ball down in the zone. Turner breaks the plane, down swinging for the first out in the ninth.
Yeah, Turner's going to want to have that one back. Just kind of a light swing. Didn't know if he really wanted to go around or not. But he broke the plane. It's a good call.
Brings up Chris McHugh. 1 for 3 tonight. A walker running a double. Randall still on at first. Pitch to McHugh. Misses on the inside corner, 1-0. We saw Chris play left field last night. New position for the righty. Talked about how he's played a plethora of different spots. Shortstop coming out of high school. Played second base. Freshman year at VCU. But he's a good athlete, as we've noted. Has some speed.
Fastball just misses the outside corner. Made a really nice diving catch in left field last night. And it's a guy who was a 3-year basketball player, too. So the athleticism's no doubt there, and he made the adjustment look seamless. Chance for the Gatemen to add on. Hitters count for McHugh. 2-0 pitch from Schultz on the way. Just gets a piece of it, dribbles it foul into the Commodores dugout. It's 2-1.
You mentioned it. He's just overall an athlete. He's not your kind of prototypical first baseman. He can play the outfield. He led off games at a couple points this season. Ryan Smythe says he has sneaky speed.
Waiting on a 2-1 pitch. Scholes looks Randall over at first. Comes home. Breaking ball. Snaps just inside. Got a lot of movement on it, but couldn't locate it there. 3-1. Hit tonight raised McHugh's average up to 247. Came in at 244. Trying to get on base for the third time tonight with McDonald on deck. Randall on at first. 3-1 pitch home. A fastball right at the knees on the outside corner. McHugh tossed the bat. Thought he had ball 4. Said it'll be a payoff pitch upcoming. And some other action across the Cape. That game earlier between Cotuit and Bourne was tied, still is. 2-2, bottom of the 8th. The Braves are the home team. The two teams closest to the Gatemen in the standings. Check over with Randall. He's back standing. Chatham's still up over Hyannis just by a run here. 5-4 over the Harbor Hawks, top of the 9th. It'll be a payoff pitch. Before that, though, another throw over to first. Randall back. Would be interesting if Cotuit and Bourne tie. They each get a point, but if Wareham can come away with the win, they would pick up a point over both of them. 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie. Scholes ready. Here comes a 3-2. Fastball up in the zone. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second as Randall was taking off. Not going to be in time as the ball wasn't caught cleanly by Lopez anyway. So the strikeout of McHugh on the high fastball. Randall swipes second. His second stolen base of the night. And a runner in scoring position now for Caden McDonald.
Isn't that interesting to think about, though, that neither of the teams would lose, and that would be best case scenario?
Mm-hmm. Because if one wins, you pick up more points on one, but none on the other. McDonald takes a fastball at the belt for a called strike. So it would still remain a 4-point lead in that first place spot, or it could move to 5 over both of them. 2 away, Randall on at second. 0-1 pitch to McDonald. Breaking ball, misses the top of the zone. 1-1. Gatemen looking for another insurance run. Base hit would likely score Randall from second. McDonald looking for his first hit of the night. Back-to-back strikeouts, takes a breaking ball. It bends in there at the belt. 1-2. Scholes on the mound. The fourth arm the Commodores have used. Third out of the bullpen. Trying to post a 0 in the top of the 9th. Commodores will come up to the plate down to their final 3 outs as the lefty steps off. Randall on at second. Had the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, though. A stolen base. He's there right now for Caden McDonald. Behind in the count, 1-2. Pitch here from Scholes on the way. Fastball. Just getting a piece of that was McDonald. Stays alive. McDonald 0 for 3 tonight. Fly out, 2 strikeouts and a walk. He'll do it again. 1-2 pitch from Scholes. There goes Randall. Breaking ball misses low and inside. Not even a throw down from Yaman. Easy stolen base.
Hasn't mattered who's been behind the plate for the Gatemen. A lot of stolen bases so far. Just add it to the list. It's Randall's 12th of the season.
2-2 to McDonald. Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball by him. McDonald down on strikeouts for the 3rd time tonight. The Gatemen get a runner 90 feet away, but can't bring him in. The good news, Wareham is 3 outs away from win number 18 this summer, trying to shut down the Commodores when we come back on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, 80 Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit 80makepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Wareham 3 outs away from a win. The pitching has been brilliant. It started with Josh Butler's 6 shutout innings. Calera and then Schlageter coming out of the pen. Both pitched a shutout inning. And now it's Tony Pluta, the righty out of Arizona. Got the win, got the final 3 outs against Chatham Tuesday, a scoreless inning, and a chance to do it. Save spot for him with this team up by 3.
And if you're the Gateman and you use TJ Schlageter for the 8th, who else at this point would you want coming out of the bullpen than an experienced Gateman in Tony Pluta? He made the 1 appearance against Chatham earlier this week. But when you think back to what he did last summer, in 19 1/3 innings, 2.3 ERA, he was flawless. He kept that momentum building when he went to when he was at Arizona this past spring. He was the reliever of the year. Name an award that he could have gotten as a relief pitcher, and he got it. Checks all the boxes. And now a big spot for him to try and close down this Gateman win.
Pretty nice name with the list of accomplishments to have closing games. If he can get these final 3 outs without giving up a run, it'll be the first time the Commodores have been shut out this season and the first time the Gatemen will have gotten a shutout this season.
And Wareham's had a lot of opportunities. You think back to that contest against Chatham. We were talking about that a little bit, Cory. They brought a shutout into, what, the 7th, the 8th?
2-3-4 for the Commodores, starting with Carl Schmidt. Facing Pluta on the mound. From the stretch, the righty looks in for the sign. Kicks the leg, fires home, and catches the inside corner on a fastball for a called strike. And it started with Josh Butler. Talked about a lot of opportunities, especially lately, the way the starters have pitched for shutouts, but the 2 since have been great. Pluta looking to pick up on that trend. The 0-1 home. Weak pop-up into foul territory, right side of the infield. McHugh over, he makes the grab, out number 1.
2 more.
That one didn't hang up too much. McHugh didn't have a long way to go, though, just into foul territory towards that first base coach's box. Couple of pitches, Tony Pluta gets an out, now facing Mike Anu. A prolific bat for the Commodores. Came in with 7 homers, 21 RBIs, but he's 0 for 3 tonight. Righty on righty matchup. Pluta out of Arizona, his 2nd summer with Wareham. A 2.33 ERA for him with the Gatemen last summer. Needs 2 more outs to secure the win. First pitch to New. Big swing, pops it foul behind home plate, out of play.
And he's getting ahead in counts, which is the big thing. Do that, you can induce some weak contact thereafter. Everybody's going to be more aggressive if you're pitching from control.
Mike Anu against Tony Pluta. The 0-1 pitch from the righty. Swatted foul again, right behind home plate, 0-2. And we talked about the pitching changeover for the Gatemen, but you know, Schlageter, Pluta, the way Calera pitched, there's still some arms back out of this bullpen that are great options for the Gatemen, especially in these close games. No one on, 1 away. 0-2 the count. Pluta kicks and fires. Breaking ball in the dirt. New was able to check his swing just in time. Ball 1.
Pluta, the 5'9" righty. May not be the tallest arm, but man, it's not a fun at-bat at all. Got that fastball, the breaking ball. Definitely an intimidating at-bat for a hitter. Right now it's Mike Anu. After the ball in the dirt, the count's 1-2. Pluta comes home. Breaking ball, sweeps outside, 2-2. ERA for the Gatemen will only continue to lower after tonight's performance, just trying to seal the deal. Up by 3 runs, only needing 2 more outs. From 0-2 to 2-2. Pluta fires. Misses low and inside on that pitch. News work the count full.
Just go with your best pitch here if you're Pluta. One of the best relievers for the Gatemen versus Falmouth's best hitter.
With Ken Schmidt on deck, no one on, see what he offers with. From 0-2 to 3-2. The righty Pluta kicks and fires. Just misses low and inside. A base runner for the Commodores. Mike Anu works the walk.
The first baseman from Georgia Tech, number 10, Ken Schmidt.
Brings up Ken Schmidt. Like many of his teammates tonight, he's been held hitless. Most recently, a fly out to center in the 7th. The 270 hitter with 2 homers, 17 RBIs. McHugh holding on new at first. Home plate umpire Merzel just making sure Pluta acknowledges Schmidt, eye contact at the plate. They're ready for the first pitch of the at-bat now. Runner on at first, 1 away. Pluta's 0-0. Fastball at the top of the zone, called strike 1. 3 runs for the Gatemen in the 3rd, and that's all the scoring tonight. Nothing for the Commodores so far. They have just 3 hits. They've made 3 errors as well. Down to their final 2 outs. Pitch from Pluta. 0-1. That one just stays outside, and it's 1-1. Gatemen have kept the same defensive alignment, same players out there. Now in the bottom of the 9th. 1 run from Tody Pluta on the way. Mile-high pop-up. In comes the first baseman, McHugh. He's making the call along the line. He makes the catch for out number 2, and the Gatemen are an out away.
The third baseman from Georgia Tech, number 35.
2 outs this inning, both recorded by the first baseman, McHugh, on pop-ups. And Ryan Zuckerman, the last hope for the Commodores. Gatemen trying to move to 18-15. A loss would move Falmouth to 13-19-1. Tight contest throughout. Pluta's an out away. Facing Zuckerman, 0 for 2 with the walk. Swings at the first pitch and pops it foul down the first baseline, out of play. Zuckerman, the third baseman, came in at 342. This Gateman pitching staff has just quieted these Commodores bats.
Just like what Katuitt did to Wareham yesterday.
Falmouth came in tied for 6th in the league in runs. None so far tonight. Gateman trying for the shutout. It'll be an 0-1 pitcher with the runner at first. Breaking ball, beauty. Swing and a miss at a pitch down, 0-2. Now a strike away from what would be the Gatemen's first shutout of the summer. Trying to shut out the Commodores for the first time this summer. 3-0 they lead. Runner on at first. 2 outs. 0-2 the count on Zuckerman. Pluta gets the sign and steps off. Back on the rubber. They'll do it again. Rivera puts down the signs. Pluta the nod on the mound. Mike Anu on at first. 2 away. 0-2 the count to Zuckerman. Pluta kicks and fires. There goes the runner. That one's a breaking ball, and it's in there for a called strike 3. Pluta prevails in the 9th, shuts down the Commodores. The Gatemen have their first shutout win of the season, a 3-0 win over Falmouth, and the Gatemen back on the winning side.
How great does that have to feel from a game yesterday where the pitching was great, the bats just didn't get going enough. Today, you only score 3 runs, but absolutely enough. It helps Josh Butler, 6 innings of just 1 hit ball. Just an incredible performance on him. Then he followed up Calera, Schlager, Pluta, just all around. You can't ask for much more if you're the Gatemen. This week as a whole, I know that, Monday through today, the one loss yesterday to Kettleers, but everything else has been, pretty much picture-perfect baseball throughout what you're going to get for, a week here in Cape Cod.
The Gatemen improved to 18-15. Falmouth falls to 13-19-1. So Wareham, at the very least, will maintain their 4-point lead atop the division. Again, looking at some other scores, Hyannis down to their final 3 outs, down by a run against Chatham. That Kettleers-Bourne game is still tied at 2 in the top of the 9th. So if that remains tied, the Gatemen will pick up a point on both teams and have a 5-point cushion atop the division. But regardless of how those scores hold, Wareham playing some good baseball to bounce back tonight.
Again, Cory, we've talked about it a lot, right? We can go through all of these scenarios about, how many points are they going to be up on everybody else, all we want. But at the end of the day, if Wareham keeps winning, then it doesn't matter if they have a 4-point lead, a 5-point lead, a 1-point lead. You control your own destiny at this point, and that's what's so crucial for this team. They just keep winning, and as long as they can do that, it's just going to be smooth sailing for the remainder of this regular season.
Back on the winning side is Wareham, a 3-0 lead. The pitching dominating throughout. They're back in action tomorrow against Hyannis. Until then, for Chuck Luarasi, Abby Smith, our producers, Rayna, Maggelet, our sideline reporter, and for Josh Richardson, I'm Cory Miller saying good night from Falmouth.